Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL, realfathersrights.com/710, or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights, the Father's Rights Attorneys.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text STAPLE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text STAPLE to 321-321. That's STAPLE to 321-321.
Rachel, protect me. What's this guy doing in the middle of the street? 318, Sedano and Cappy. Live Imaging Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, come on.
Sedano and Cap is on this Tuesday afternoon. We'll see what the show brings today. Last Tuesday, Cappy yelled at me at the end of the show.
You had it coming to you.
Oh, you were mad last week. We'll see if we can kind of kick up that intensity.
I'm wearing a Yachtly Crew
week.
shirt again.
He is wearing a Yachtly Crew. They just announced New Year's Eve in Del Mar.
That's right.
Yachtly Crew.
Cappy. Are you going to go there for New Year's Eve?
It depends. Usually I would be there.
Right, but you're going to be traveling because you send us. Listen.
You were last night.
I know people hate schedule talk around here, but I'm just going to do it for 1 minute here.
They love it.
I have been notorious for sending my schedule months in advance, and now you have followed suit. I literally wrote back in your email, I just shed a tear.
Right.
I was so happy.
Another email you didn't put me on, right?
That's correct.
You were not on this email.
You know I'm supposed to be on those emails.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's been told to you several times.
Somebody needs to email me about that.
I put everybody on the emails. I think I even put DeAndre on my last email.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
Okay.
Big D.
I'll forward it. Have you really been giving me a hard time today because I had salmon last night at the Palm? Is this true?
I've mentioned it on social media.
No. According to Mason in Ireland, you spent 20 minutes today
I did not spend 20
ripping
minutes.
my ass
No.
for having salmon at the Palm.
You think I could get away with doing that for 20 minutes on their show?
I thought that you said that Ireland fell asleep.
No, Ireland fell asleep at early crosstalk before the show.
Oh. And then Mace was just going to let you go. Now, hold on a second. I don't know what's going on over here.
Well, it's National Taco Day.
I got some tacos.
You did you?
Yeah.
Where'd you get tacos from?
Okay, so I went to go cut my hair today at RC's in Paramount. And
you ever been to Paramount, Cappy?
I have not.
No chance.
I have not been to
He'd
Paramount.
be so scared in Paramount, just like he was scared Saturday before when we tried to get the train for the USC game, and last night walking to the Palm, which is what, a quarter of a mile away?
Yeah.
It's like 2 blocks away.
He was on the phone with Rachel. Rachel, there's this guy in the middle of the street. I'm like, Cappy, don't worry about it.
Now,
So,
wait a
If
second.
you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone.
When you say that I'm afraid on the train, I kind of feel like, and just tell me if I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. I feel like you're on the defensive today.
Cap, who had a tap card to pay for everybody? Me.
Okay, but
you
what
know
does that
why?
mean?
Because I take public transportation.
Right.
You were like, so where's the train? How are we getting over
Right,
there?
I didn't
What
know
are
where
we
it
doing?
was. I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't know. But then did I or did I not say to you, in a very loving way, I put my arm around you, and I said, Chris, you have nothing to worry about.
I'm not worried. I travel these streets every day.
I will take care of you.
I don't need you to take care of me.
Should anybody come near you, or should you feel unsafe in any way at any time, I will handle everything. Did I not say that to you?
Cap, I'm fine. You're the one scared of the public transportation. You're scared of Los Angeles, and maybe you should, listen. Not everybody's as lucky as you. Gets to do shows everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
I think that you are not.
What's going on here for the taco
remembering
day?
All
way
right,
it
so
really
real quick,
happened.
you're each going to have one.
All right, what are we having?
So this is the Alice taco because it's called Alice Kitchen.
Okay.
So anyway, my guy RC in Paramount, my barber RC, who cuts Beto's hair too. I said, dude, I'm starving. It's National Taco Day. I want to hit up a spot. He's like, here's the spot down the street.
Okay.
Alice Kitchen in Paramount. And I went over there and I ordered some food to go.
All right.
He told me my buddy owns the place, so it's all good. So while I'm ordering food, this platter of stuff comes at me. Okay, an empanada de camarón.
Oh, I love empanada camarón.
Yeah, so a shrimp empanada.
Sí.
With a little cheese in it too. It was
course,
delicious.
a little queso.
They have a taco, a specific taco that they call El Gobernador.
Oh, really? El gobernador.
Yeah, so
Sí.
it's shrimp with tomatoes, onions, melted cheese, cabbage, pico de gallo.
Okay, that sounds good.
And then I ordered the Alice tacos for myself. And then there was a tostada that was off the menu.
okay.
That was delicious, also shrimp based.
And you've eaten all this already.
Yeah. So I ordered this food to go. It still came, so I'm giving you guys some of it to try.
Okay.
Because Hector, who's the entrepreneur and owner of Alice
You
Kitchen.
pronounce the H?
Hector.
Okay, Hector is better than Hector.
Yeah, I mean, he said Hector. So
Okay, I thought it was Hector.
He anglicized it, so I anglicized it.
Okay, gotcha.
And it is delicious. So I'm going to have you guys try it too. Now, maybe we want to heat it up a little bit if you want, or you can have it
I'll
cold.
take it
It's
as
fine.
it is.
Yeah. So I'll give
All
you
right,
some.
let's go. Let's have a little
Let's
bit.
go.
So these are Alice tacos from Alice's Kitchen in Paramount?
Yeah, it's their special.
Okay. All right. And today is National Taco Day. Oh, wait a second. You're bringing them over like you're,
that's very nice.
You're carrying them with, you don't want
It's
to.
a very interesting tortilla.
Okay.
Soft, but more
Homemade.
homemade. You can tell very thick.
Okay.
Soft, though.
Hold on a second here. Hold on. Okay, very nice.
All right.
Oh, and there's red meat. I've been trying to stay off red meat.
It's okay. It's good.
That's why I had salmon last night.
That's why I had salmon last night like a loser.
Wow. So there's camarón.
Avocado.
Okay.
Very good.
It's a nice tortilla. Tell you that right
Homemade.
now. So I've heard. Okay, let me give it a shot.
It's very good.
Ooh. Let me tell you what I like.
What do you like?
Here's what I really like. Oh, yeah.
It's got a little spice to it.
But here's the deal. They melted the cheese into the tortilla. So there's like a layer of cheese on the side and on the bottom of the tortilla.
Right.
So that when you go in on the carne asada, there's a nice looking layer of cheese right there.
Yeah.
Ooh, and that full shrimp is nice.
You like that shrimp in there?
So
I
if
do. It's lovely.
It's nice.
So if you're in the Paramount area or the surrounding areas.
You got more of these?
No, that's it. I had the other one.
One?
One for each of us.
What the?
Well, this is what I ordered originally.
Why didn't you order like 15, 20 tacos?
Well, I didn't know.
It's National Taco
I
Day.
figured we'd have tacos here, to be honest with you.
Goodness gracious, man. Where's Jason's taco truck, man?
It was good. So anyway, you know what we do?
No.
We go see Hector next time, Captain, if you want.
Oh, man.
We'll go as a group.
How far is it from Commerce Casino? Gotta be pretty close, right?
Probably 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not close. That is tasty.
Did you like it, Chris?
Very good.
I mean, crushed it. That is lovely. Hector.
And they've got a bar, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You have a drink?
Not that I partake in I didn't partake in the bar episode.
You didn't have a margarita this afternoon?
No.
Chris, what were you drinking last night?
I had an old fashioned with rye, and then I had just a Woodford on the rock. Just one big rock. So last night, the bartender at the Palm, who was also serving us, obviously food, I've had her a couple times serve me. Nice woman. I think she picked up on, we were talking, she picked up on some of the other names we were saying when Cappy was ripping everybody.
Yeah,
she comes over and she
needless
goes,
to say we were talking about everybody.
she comes over and she goes, hey, I wasn't eavesdropping, but I love 710. I listen all day. Oh, very nice. Ro was her name, the bartender. She then mentions, I used to love LZ. He used to come in here all the time because Cappy's,
Lived down the street.
Cappy literally, his face dropped.
It did? Good.
Oh, those are nice chips, huh? Let me have one of those.
Were you okay, Cappy?
That was all right. I mean, I was like, LZ, really? You liked LZ, huh? Really? That's what you're going to say to me, girl?
It was a heck of a show back in the day. Heck of a show. I mean, we didn't put Pepe on for 3 hours like you guys did yesterday, but we tried.
You were very anti-Pepe.
I think he's worn out the act.
Whoa.
I'm not saying a segment with Pepe is bad, but 3 hours.
Now, when you
Pepe was barely even involved in the show yesterday.
when you texted me yesterday and asked me to choke Pepe, Did you want me to like just use my hands?
I believe what I said is I'll pick up dinner if you choke Pepe on the air.
I should have choked him.
Yeah.
I mean, just because it was an expensive dinner.
Yeah,
Right.
but, I mean,
It cost you too much money.
Cappy, by the way, I go into meals like that, ordering for me to pay. So I'm going to order a couple cocktails.
Yeah.
I ordered the giant meatball appetizer.
The meatball.
The meatball was very good.
Yeah.
I don't go in thinking, oh, you're going to pay. So I felt bad.
How bad?
Not bad enough to pay when you took the bill, but you said
Look
it
at
was
you. It was very nice of you.
You
to
said
take
it was
the
for
bill.
my birthday.
It
so
was
I said,
for your
all right.
birthday.
There you go.
I thought it was a nice thing to do.
Look at that.
Yesterday I was feeling very birthday nice.
Yeah, I know you were.
You know?
Plus on
Yeah, cake
Saturday,
for
I
Lindsay.
feel like you owe me. Saturday I took care of Rachel for you. I kind of watched her, make sure she was okay.
Well, and she enjoyed the experience, which is helpful.
She
for
had
you
a wonderful
down the
experience.
road.
Oh,
Yeah.
she loved USC.
Yeah.
She loved the USC games. She loved hanging
Fight
out with
on.
Stephanie. Right.
Yeah.
Fight on.
Fight
Yes.
on.
Right.
Yeah.
She had a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But he had guests with him. This guy he calls Dr. Johnny. Nobody knows what kind
Hold
of
on,
doctor.
your guest?
Yeah, he had guests.
so I had my friend. His name is Dr. Sonny.
But I called him Dr. Johnny.
But Chris calls him Dr. Johnny because
Yeah.
he couldn't remember his name.
Right.
So now that's what we all call him.
Oh,
and there's
Dr. Johnny.
there's something up with Dr. Johnny.
Oh, well, I mean,
You don't know what kind of doctor he is, but he's a doctor or something.
is he the one giving you those shots?
Yeah.
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 I mean, he did ask Chris if Chris needed him to check his prostate, and
Like on site?
no, like on the train. Yeah, like actually on the train.
I mean, you probably would see crazier things on the
You know,
train, to be
he's-
honest.
He's like, Chris, you seem like the kind of guy that could maybe use a prostate exam right about now. What do you think? You want
I'm
me to do it?
concerned about my prostate. I mean, not concerned right now, but you see all these ads about prostate health.
Yeah. Enlarged prostates.
I mean, Cappy, you're at that age.
I am.
You go into the bathroom a lot.
Well, I said to Rachel Saturday night,
You go more than once a night?
probably once or twice a night. Yeah,
Twice,
Yeah,
huh?
I said to Rachel on Sunday morning, we woke up. I go, let me ask you something. How is it that you can drink all of us under the table? Because she
And
can.
that's a fact, Jack.
She can freaking drink all of us under the table. It's not even close.
Right.
I go, how is it that you can drink us all under the table? I wake up 3 times to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and you never wake up one time. She's like, hey, add it to my resume of all the great things that I got going on.
Right. There
Is
you
an
go.
amazing bladder.
So have you had your prostate checked recently?
Most recently was the last time I went to the doctor.
And
Yeah.
it was the right size.
Well,
Was
I
not
mean-
enlarged?
I mean, based on the examination that he gave me, I was, because I'm laying there, right, and this guy, like, he takes out the Vaseline. You know what I'm saying?
I got it.
And then he
I know
takes
what a
out
prostate
he
is.
takes out the gloves, right?
I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
And he's in there doing his business.
I understand.
And I'm like making noises, like, jeez, come on, man. And then my doctor breaks out doctor comedy. He goes, could be worse. He goes, I could put all 5 in there. I'm like, what?
So that's good.
Yeah, I'm like, so yeah. Apparently, the just the little tip there at the end of the finger thing, kind of told him.
Okay. And on that note,
Yeah,
So your prostate health is good.
I would say that I've got solid prostate health.
okay, we probably could have just done that.
Do you
instead
take
of done the
supplements or you
entire,
just go straight?
I just go straight.
retrospective
Yeah,
on
like-
your prostate? Are we going to do a documentary on
Let
it
me
next?
know if you
Well,
want
just-
yours checked.
Well, I don't think I'm at the age for it yet.
I mean, Dr. Johnny will do it.
have you, George? You haven't had your prostate checked yet?
Yeah.
Oh, you have.
Don't you go when you go to the doctor and they do a full examination?
Yeah.
And then they juggle your coulions. They're like, hey, they're like,
Hey, what are you doing here?
Turn your head and cough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They do that.
Yeah, they do.
But they're not in there with the prostate.
Oh no, they're in there.
Well, I also had to get. This is way too intrusive, but nonetheless, I had to get colonoscopies done at a young age because there's colon cancer in my family, and I thought I may have had it at one point when I was younger.
Oh.
So I've had plenty of digestive and organs checked.
Young D, you had your colon checked yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet, huh?
Nah, you don't need to. You're a young, strapping
Dr.
man.
Johnny
But
to come
to be
back.
honest, it wasn't long after your age that I thought I had colon cancer. I'm not even joking about it.
I get Dr.
So you gotta
Johnny to come
always,
in here.
if you feel something, go get checked
I'll
out.
do it right here in the office.
Nah,
Dr. Johnny will come see you.
I'm cool.
Dr. Johnny will hook that up.
He'll check the other thing, too, if you want.
Yeah,
He'll do the
but
whole thing.
all kidding aside, besides the juggling, go if you feel anything. I always say go get yourself checked out.
Well, then you have, because I don't think you and I were.
I'm going to see Dr. Clapper about this hip thing I've got going on.
Let him know what he says.
Go see Dr. Johnny about that too.
No, I don't need Dr. Johnny. for
Dr.
that.
Johnny
I got
will hook it
Clapper.
up. He'll hook it up.
Clapper called in today during the early crosstalk.
For what?
I don't know. I don't remember. But he just called in.
That's good. He's always welcome. In the interim, though,
Yeah.
it was hot in here.
It is hot in here.
I mean,
It's cooling down nicely.
It
now.
is cooling down nicely. Thanks, And by the way, if you have AC, heat, or plumbing problems, Not those kind of plumbing problems that Cappy was talking about, like actual plumbing in your house. Call NextGen, the official AC heat and plumbing company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. NextGen, the absolute best in the biz. Thousands of 5-star reviews online to prove it. And keep your home comfortable year-round with their NextGen Rewards membership plan. Yep, get the whole home covered with multi-point tune-ups, professional cleaning on your homes, air conditioning and water heater systems. Now, don't forget, I mentioned the plumbing inspections, full plumbing inspections, again, not the Cappy kind, complimentary diagnostic charges, and discount parts on repairs. So I know you're asking me now, all right, so how much? Simple. The NextGen Rewards membership plan is only $14.99 a month. And that's only for ESPN LA fans. It's usually almost $30. It's $29.99 a month. So you're getting half price for a limited time for ESPN LA fans, okay? Get on the NextGen Rewards membership plan. Keep your home safe and comfy year-round because NextGen is the only name you need to remember. And when you join the NextGen Rewards membership plan, you get this little added bonus. You get on the VIP list. What does that mean? Guaranteed 2-hour window priority service with your appointment. So call them at 833-3-NEXTGEN, 833-3-NEXGEN, or visit them online at nextgenaironplumbing.com.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ES.
Hey, football fans. There is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
In a very serious hole after a 24-18 loss to the Chicago Bears, drops their record to 1-3. The Rams dominated in just about every statistical category that there is, getting more first downs than the Bears, getting better on third down than the Bears, more total yards, more offensive plays, and more yardage per play. But the categories that matter the most, turnovers, 2 for the Rams, none for the Chicago Bears, and of course on the scoreboard at 24-18. Kyron Williams, a good day on the ground, 19 carries, 94 yards. He did get into the end zone for a 7th consecutive game, averaging nearly 5 yards per play. Ronnie Rivers doing a good job on the ground as well. 6 carries, 26 yards, just a little over 4 yards per carry. The Rams dropped to 1-3. Up next, the Green Bay Packers at SoFi Stadium. With Tuesday's Rams Report, I'm Travis Rogers.
That's today's Rams Report on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Mace. When I was in an accident, my friend Jacob was the first person I called. He should be your first call, too. Call Jacob, 844-24-JACOB, or visit calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Just as every point matters, every detail counts in our meticulously crafted vehicles. Experience luxury at the top of its game. Welcome to Cadillac of Beverly Hills, the #1 Cadillac dealer in the Western region for the 3rd year in a row. Come and check out the incredible selection of new and pre-owned vehicles today at our showroom, 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills, and at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
336. I don't have the OTDs in front of me, so what do we got, DeAndre?
In 1983, this was the #1 hit. Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Huge song. Cappy had this in his Camaro. Turn your mic on. In 1983.
What are you in Tulsa?
I guess so. Yeah, Camaro Z28. Sound about right?
IROC Z?
Yeah, IROC Z28.
My mother
Sound
loved
right?
Camaros. We had a Camaro. She had a Camaro when I was growing up.
T-tops?
I don't know.
Then a Trans Am.
Oh, well, there was Pontiac, right? But both GM.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I'm looking now. I want a classic American muscle car.
Like what, a Mustang?
No,
Yeah, but do you realize those cars, like, the steering is way different than what you're used to now?
No, but you don't use it as an everyday car.
Oh, okay.
You know? And
No,
I'm not,
I know. I'm just
not really
saying.
ready for it quite yet.
Oh.
But when the day comes, I want a classic American muscle car.
Yeah, I tried to give you some octopus for some muscles, but you didn't want any pulpo.
Nah.
You don't like the pulpo?
I don't really. I just didn't.
Octopus is good,
The
man.
word
It
octopus.
is good. I've
I know.
had it.
A lot of times, like when it comes to the table and people are like, "Oh, it's octopus," I'm like, "Oh, you know what? I'll try it." But I don't know. Just the idea of it just doesn't work for me so well.
Oh, here's a day for you. International Day of Older Persons.
Okay. I can
So,
take that.
Congratulations on that.
I've got a bunch of old man takes for you as the day goes on.
Oh, I'm curious as your take on this whole Devontae Adams thing, because this has kind of developed interestingly for Raider fans today. It started off that there was rumors that that the Raiders were talking to teams potentially or open to talking to teams, and then it evolved into Devontae Adams being like, "No, I'm good with being traded. Let's go."
Well, I mean, listen, if anybody, and I know not everybody did, but I did, if you watch that show Receiver this past year.
Oh, my God, he hated being in the Raiders.
He freaking hated being with that organization.
Yeah.
We'll ask JT the Brick about it in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, JT, are you going to be gutless?
Did anybody see the video of the pregame between the Browns and the Raiders this past weekend?
Yeah.
Where JT grabs the mic and he starts screaming, "Let's send those stinking Browns fans back to freaking Cleveland." And the whole stadium is erupting. You know, well, let me rephrase it. Half the stadium was
Right.
erupting
Yeah.
because the
crowd-
other half were Cleveland fans going, "What do you mean send us back? We're spending money here."
It was like 90% Browns fans, and it was like the crowd that they pumped into the stadium then erupted.
Oh,
So that's what it was.
Wow.
I'm just saying because Cleveland fans are idiots. They'll pay whatever to like go to Vegas and go to a Browns game. They're like, hell yeah.
We'll also ask him about, of course, his friend Pete Rose, who passed away.
Yeah, that
yesterday.
actually I would like to hear.
The Hit
from him
King.
about. Because the Hit King and Cappy, spent some time with him. Cappy also didn't know why he was signing with the number that he was signing with the balls on. But
That's right.
He admitted that story yesterday.
Yes, I did.
But
Well, did you hear what happened?
No.
Okay, so here's the quick story for you. So I'm about 26 years old.
Okay.
And I get called by, this is way back in the old days of sports radio, it was like 1995 or 96, from the Sports Fan Radio Network.
Right.
And I was working at my first job in sports radio, doing like occasional overnights on the Sports Fan Radio Network with like Bob Wischusen or like Boog Shambi.
all right, so you get the call to do the Pete Rose show.
So I
Yes.
get the call to do the Pete Rose show, right? And I am like new into sports radio. I go to Boca Raton, darling.
Yeah.
I go to Pete Rose's restaurant,
Yes.
Boca Raton.
Yeah.
And I go in to say hello to Pete. I go, "Pete, hi, I'm Scott Kaplan. I'll be working with you tonight." He goes, "Hey, Cap, come on in, sit down." Right away, calls me Cap. I say, "Hey, you're signing all these balls, and then you're putting a number after each signature." I go, "What do you got, like a serial number or something on every ball?" He looks at me, he goes, "You freaking idiot." He goes, I'm the hit king. That's the number of hits I had. I go, "All right, well, I didn't know. What can I tell you?" Right? So Pete Rose, by the way, just a quick comment on Pete.
Yeah, and by the way, the number 4256.
Thank you. Pete Rose, the last time I talked to Pete, because I wound up having a nice relationship with him thereafter.
I heard everyone that dealt with him generally really liked him.
Love the guy, right?
Yeah. I mean, did you see Eduardo Perez on SportsCenter last night?
I did not.
Well, because, obviously his dad, Tony, played on the Big Red Machine with
Yeah.
Pete for many years. And Eduardo was holding back tears.
when he first found out about it. Is that
Yeah,
what you're talking about? Yeah, I
holding
did see
back
that.
tears,
Yeah.
talking about, like, I know a lot. I know he said something to the effect that I know he has a very complicated legacy. But this is a man who was like an uncle to me.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up in these clubhouses with him, and he goes, he could not have been nicer to my dad and our family coming from another country. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just how welcoming he was as a teammate. He's like, I'll never forget that stuff.
Pete Rose, I know that he was a complicated person, but I will just say this. Here's the kind of guy Pete Rose was. So here I was this young kid in my mid-20s. I make this mistake of not knowing that he's signing these balls, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
this also tracks with the guy who once told you, like, wait, you're going to go into sports radio? My brother knows more about sports than
right.
you.
That's right. That exactly tracks. Exactly right. So this is probably like 15 years ago or so, maybe a little longer.
Right.
I'm in Vegas with my ex-wife, and we're walking down the Caesars shops, you know, And there's a
How
sign.
long before the divorce?
Oh, this is well before the. This is when we were going places together.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're walking in the
Who can
Caesar
get to the
shops,
point of a story
and
faster,
so
him or Pepe?
Well, I'm also derailing him, which
It's
is
like watching snails race.
But it feels like it for me.
it's like watching old people. I mean, what I mean is,
Just
anyway.
Go ahead.
So there's a sign in front of this card store.
Yeah.
Pete Rose is signing autographs, and there's a line of people
The hit
outside.
king.
Right. And I say to my ex-wife, I go, "Oh my God, Pete Rose is here." She goes, "Yeah," and I go, "Oh, I got to say hello." I walk past the line. In. I go, "Pete." He stands up from signing autographs. Cap brings it in, gives me love, and like people are like, "What's going on here?" I'm standing in line for an hour getting Pete Rose's autograph. The last time I spoke to Pete Rose, and I don't know the exact date, but I was doing the nighttime show here on 710.
Kaplan en la noche.
See, and I remember calling Pete because I was like, wait a second, they're putting like a DraftKings casino in the in Wrigley Field in Chicago. So I called Pete, and DeAndre, what did you find? You actually went back and found this today?
I found a clip of you asking him the question and pretty much what is.
Oh, please, let's play this. Where did this air?
How is this just coming up now? We're 11 minutes into the segment.
George brought up Pete Rose.
You wonder why owner Sam Pines wants more air check sessions and content meetings? Because of stuff like this. 11 minutes in, you tell us you got tape? We should have led the show with that.
Everybody else knew I had tape.
I didn't know.
Well,
listen, he said, well, it's football and it's live imaging Tuesday. If we get to it, we get to it.
If we get to Pete Rose tape, we'll get to it?
Well, that was kind of the thing. I was like, all this stuff we have written is all going to get derailed by
All right,
Chris.
you know what? Coming up next, the Pete Rose tapes.
He's not wrong.
Okay.
You're a moron. You are a moron.
The Pete Rose
No.
tapes.
I said we have all this stuff, but we'll never get to it because Chris will derail the show.
Cappy and Pete next, and then eventually Devontae, because I know Raider fans are waiting on bated breath for how we feel about
You're an idiot, Cap.
But first,
No.
Lindsay,
No.
tell us about Stella Rosa. Linz?
BMO Stadium is the place to be tomorrow night.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Any accident, call Joseph at 213-747-2000. The team at Normand Legal is ready to help you and achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Joseph at 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000, the law office of Joseph S. Normand.
Football fans, now is your chance to experience NFL Los Angeles. As part of your SoFi Stadium tour, get an exclusive tour of the NFL's West Coast headquarters, located just across SoFi Stadium. Get a sneak peek into the hub that is home to your favorite NFL studios and brings news and entertainment to millions of football fans around the globe. Make the most of this NFL season with this unforgettable tour experience, complete with exclusive access to the SoFi Stadium field. Buy your tickets today at SoFiStadium.com/tours.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here, and I want to talk about my friend Avner Gatt, a public adjuster. Now, many of you guys have asked me, why Avner Gatt? What makes his team so unique at handling insurance claims? So let me tell you something. I've been working with Avner and his team for a while. I can tell you this. Avner Gatt has a dynamic team that's highly effective and successful because these folks come from a very diverse background in the insurance industry. For example, some of them used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team. Yes, they actually chose to switch sides when they realized the effectiveness of Avner's team's work. Some of them used to be in the restoration business, rebuilding homes after disasters. Some of them used to be in the contents handling business, moving homeowners' belongings to a safe place for restoration and storage. Some of them were experts in hazardous materials handling, like asbestos and lead testing. That was their daily work. And some of them were members of law firms handling bad faith claims and general business disputes. You see, diversification is the name of the game. When you are represented by Avner Gatt's team, you have the entire team's experience and know-how by your side. No one, and I mean no one, messes with Avner Gatt and his team. So call Avner Gatt right now, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256. That's AvnerGat.com. AVNERGAT. AvnerGat.com. When you call him directly, Avner Gat and his family, they take the calls themselves. Avner Gat says, hello.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
The reason I insisted doing it today is so it's actually good content. That's why, hon. 13 minutes in front of 4 o'clock. Sedano and Kap, a Tuesday afternoon. Well, no, you guys want to sit around here in the break and blame me, all of you, for why the show isn't good.
Who's placing any blame on anybody?
You want to do the top 10 tomorrow when you don't have production and you don't have me to run it? Go ahead.
Actually,
Sedano will knock you off every pick, just like last week.
I would prepare everything, and then we could put it all in a shell and have it done by tomorrow. And you said, I don't have
Who's
time
going to
for
do that? I don't have time. Okay. So if you want to produce the show, go ahead.
If I want to produce the show?
Shell. Okay. You can produce the show.
Well, I just wanted to clarify. Did you call me hun?
I called you hun, yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I understood that.
You know why? Because I own you.
Cappy, my Hi-Yo was delivered.
Oh, really?
My nootropics.
I
or
love
whatever
this
they're
song,
called.
and I can't enjoy it. On
Is
this
this
day
the
in
Disco Duck?
yeah. No. On this day in 1977, the number one hit, Miko, the Star Wars theme with the Cantina Band. I like when the Cantina.
Da 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 do do.
Yeah.
Beep beep ba boo.
When Lindsay took me to the Star Wars thing at Disneyland last year, I said, "Why are they playing this song?" Because they got a band in there, you know. They should be playing this.
They play it sometimes at the what is it called? Oga's Cantina. Yeah.
The Cantina Band.
But they also have DJ Rex. So.
Why don't you get on the phone with somebody at Disney and explain to them what good content is and set them straight?
I can't even get it through your thick skull what good content is.
Well, maybe you can help with Disney.
Anyway, the Pete Rose tape. All right, Cappy, you and Pete Rose.
All right.
You're tight.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly what year this was. My guess
You were
is
not betting on baseball while he was betting on baseball.
Not one bit was I betting on baseball.
Yeah.
But anytime Pete would see
Were
me...
you taking the bets?
Not really, no.
Oh,
but I would try and direct people to a bookie that I knew that I would get a piece of course, if they lost. Of course. So Pete would see me and he'd go, "Hey, Cap, how you doing?" I go, "Hey, Pete, what's going on?"
How you doing?
He's like, "What do you think tonight, man? Syracuse, Georgetown. Who do you like?"
Right, asking you
I'm
that
like,
question.
What do I know? I don't freaking know, man. I don't know. What am I, Jim Boeheim all up in it? You know what I mean? So I called Pete one day.
What
and
do you
I
think,
go,
I'm Dickie V?
Right. I'm like, "Yo, who am I, John Thompson?" So I say to him, I go, Pete, I need to get you on the radio tonight because I can't believe it, man.
This is at Cap. This is your night show.
Yeah, this is like when I first got to 710.
Kaplan en la noche.
Right. And I don't know
think
what
we
the,
just called it the Scott Gapwood show,
yeah,
right?
what was the date on this?
This is when he called you a legend, Chris.
Right.
September 3rd,
Oh,
2020.
yeah, remember those days? Yeah. Where I would say I was just trying to annoy everybody, so I called him Scott Kaplan the legend.
And
Wait, you're
it
not
worked.
doing
I
that
didn't.
anymore?
I didn't get annoyed. But
No, I don't
it
call him the
worked.
legend anymore.
Oh, okay.
No.
It
Now he
worked.
says things like "hun" and "I own you" and "you're a moron." You know what I mean? Back then.
All right, so you had Pete on.
So I call Pete. I go, "Pete, I need to get you on because this really bothers me
Yeah.
that now in Wrigley Field there's a sports book in the casino,
Right.
in the ballpark
Right.
itself." So
And you're banned from baseball.
And this is September of 2020.
Yeah.
And I say hello, and I say, "Pete, glad you're on the show. And what do you think about this whole casino in a ballpark thing?" And here's what Pete Rose said.
Well, let me explain something to you. They're just not going to ever give me a chance, and I learned to live with that. Okay, I remember you probably. I don't know if you remember this before, not this past season, but before last season. Okay, every day there's 30 managers in baseball, and you knew something like this was going to happen because the 30 managers in baseball had to email baseball their starting lineup 15 minutes before the game, and they emailed it to MGM MGM Properties in Las Vegas. Now, what about that? I mean, what does that tell you? That baseball managers had to email their lineup to baseball, who turns around and emails it to MGM Properties in Las Vegas. Now, if that don't tell you they're in bed with gamblers, what the hell does?
Well, look, in all of sports, the lines have been blurred completely over the last several years, particularly. I don't think there's any question. And by the way, we saw this also in football with cannabis, right? Where cannabis has become legalized in a lot of places. And Ricky Williams, for a short amount of time, and really maybe if you think about it, his career was completely derailed because of that, right? Now, not to the extent of Pete. I think Pete's biggest problem, though, which he doesn't address there, and look, I'm the one who believes he should be in the Hall of Fame, okay? Like, I'm not like, oh, it's, Pete Rose broke the rules. But he, for years, it wasn't until 2004 he admitted that, okay, yeah, I did bet on baseball.
Well, yeah, people admit things when they need to sell a book.
It was like 15 years before he admitted. No, that's not even an exaggeration. That's not a Hispanic exaggeration, which normally happens around here. That is a legit 15 years, 1989 to 2004, before he admitted on Good Morning America, I believe, that he bet on baseball.
Right, but he was promoting a book at the time, and that's what people do. Like Lance Armstrong. They're like, hey, you did blood doping. He's like, no, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. And he held on to it for years and years and years. And then he was like, you know what? I need to sell a book.
And a documentary, by the way.
Screw it. I
on
did
Showtime.
it. All right, I did it. Okay, fine. Somebody buy my book.
You got me.
Yeah,
I would have gotten away for it if it wasn't those pesky kids.
Buy the book, but there's more detail in the book. But the bottom line is I did it. Now you know the story.
By the way, you guys, I assume, didn't watch that Pete Rose, like The Matter of Charlie Hustle on
the
HBO,
documentary,
right?
Yeah, on HBO.
Yeah, it was
he
great.
He could not come off more, less sympathetic.
No.
And he has no apology. He regrets nothing. He still won't even admit that what he did wrong, and he won't even apologize. He's just like, yeah, whatever.
Pete Rose's biggest problem
is himself.
Was himself. Yeah.
His lack of humility.
Yeah.
His lack of just saying, sorry, I'm sorry I did it. Can you just put me in the Hall of Fame because that's my dying wish as an old man? Everybody wanted to put him in the Hall of Fame.
Well, I will say this. It's funny because we were talking about, obviously this is a big story today all over ESPN, right? So on Around the Horn we did it.
ATH.
Horn.
And Tim Calishaw and Kevin Blackistone were on the show, who obviously covered Pete at the end of his career. You know what I mean? Like, these guys have been, newspaper guys have been around forever. And they were around for the chase for Ty Cobb at that particular time. And they talked about it openly about how there's been all sorts of studies done, where Major League Baseball fans, to your point, are all like, yeah, just let him in. And, and I think reasonable people would say, no different, by the way, than the alleged steroid era, just put them in, okay, and then put a footnote or something as to why they weren't in for a certain amount of time or whatever. Because here's the problem with the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, right, in Cooperstown. There's a bunch of Pete Rose memorabilia in there when you walk around. There's cleats, there's a bat from when he broke the record, there's a ball, there's this, there's a glove, there's that. Like, there's all sorts of Pete Rose stuff already in there. So the nonsense to not have him inducted is just, it's flabbergasting because you already have his stuff in here. Why isn't he in here? Like, you already noted with the stuff that he's as important as anyone in the game's history, but yet you won't actually induct him into the Hall of Fame even with a footnote. And it's the baseball writers. I get it. It's the sanctimonious baseball writers. But come on, man. To use a phrase you like to use, get over yourself.
How about this? How about do better? I mean, come on. But the thing is that in the end, Pete Rose, to your point, Lindsay, and I know it played out in this documentary, he just never came off as being like even remotely remorseful.
Well, listen to the clip we just played from 4 years ago?
Yeah.
He's talking about it's everybody else's fault.
Right.
Pete, you cheated.
He plays the victim way too much.
Pete, you broke the rules. And now those rules seem archaic now.
Right.
But it doesn't matter.
Right. But
at the time, those were the rules.
Right. But you see, it's like today we look at things differently. Like, for example, like Reggie Bush has his Heisman Trophy back, right?
And now he's suing.
Now he's suing everybody.
Well, I don't blame him.
Well, I mean, but he's suing everybody. He's suing the NCAA. Okay, I get it. He's suing USC because he wants USC to pay for his legal bills. Because in today's day and age, he's like, wait a second. So in 2024, you can get paid for using your name, image, and likeness. But back in 2002 or 2004, whatever it was, I couldn't get paid. So 20 years later, I want to be paid. So everybody wants to change the outcome when the rules loosen up. And that's what Pete wanted the entire time. Actually, I got to say, that's a good job by everybody, though, going back and finding that from 4 years ago.
Well done.
I don't know how you guys found it.
Carlo found it.
Hey, Carlo, I don't know how you found it, man, but great job, Carlo.
Yeah.
Outstanding work.
Well done.
Thank you.
All right. So there you have it. Good stuff, but I would say that, it's a complicated issue.
Tell you what.
If it was a Facebook status, it would be it's complicated.
I got you. In the meantime, yesterday you hurt me badly.
I did?
You did.
Why did I
Well,
do?
first of all, the Pete Rose news comes out.
Yeah.
Okay, that hurt right away.
I mean, I was just telling you what Funchy was texting
Okay,
us.
then, to make matters worse,
Yeah.
then you drop on me the John Ashton news.
Yeah.
My friend John Ashton.
You were golfing with
who
him.
played Taggart
Yeah.
in Beverly Hills Cop 1-2 entry.
Right.
Okay, now he's all of a sudden gone.
Yeah.
You have no
John
bedside
Amos
manner.
passed away today.
And then today, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Then today,
Do you know John Amos too?
John Amos, let me tell you something about John Amos. We were not close, dear personal friends like I was with John Ashton. However,
Yeah.
I want to say one thing right now. One of the all-time great lines came from the movie Coming to America.
Yeah.
When King Joffrey came to his house
Yeah.
and wanted to try and buy him off because
Yeah.
his daughter was beneath him. And that was a scene, by the way,
Yeah.
with John Amos
Yeah.
and
James Earl Jones,
and
who's
James
also
Earl Jones,
passed
who
away.
just also died.
Yeah.
What's going on in this world?
I mean, people get old, unfortunately.
I know you have been inconvenienced, and I'm prepared to compensate you. Shall we say 1 million American dollars?
No way.
Very well then, 2 million.
You haven't got enough money to buy my daughter off.
Nonsense.
Joffrey, apologize to Mr. McDowell.
I will do no such thing. The man is beneath me, and so is his daughter.
I don't give a damn who you are. This is America, Jack. Now you say one more word about Lisa here, and I'm gonna break my foot off in your royal ass.
Pardon me?
You hear? This is America, Jack. You better get that straight, Morales.
No, listen.
I just want you to know
You
this
know what
America,
makes America
Jack.
great?
Tell me.
That a person
Baseball.
with your intelligence could be
baseball.
so overpaid.
How is that? I feel like I am so underpaid.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
An egregious amount of money you steal from this
think
company.
I am way underpaid.
All right. Well, you can discuss that during the break. Coming
Way
up
underpaid.
next, let's get back to Devontae Adams.
All
and
right.
you got
So-
John the Brick.
Oh, that's right. We didn't say. All right, we'll just talk to him about it, and then we can
set
talk
the
about it.
stage.
We can set the
And
stage.
we got to talk about Pete, his friend.
That's true. We got a lot of stuff to talk about with John the Brick and the gutless Raiders who want to trade their best player. I mean, it's smart because he's not going anywhere. So, I mean, let's be real. So, anyway,
Hey, be real. Like real father's rights.
we'll get to them later.
Okay, right.
Yeah, but first, parents. All right, speaking of which, we all want what's best with our kids. Why are you laughing? It's true. Choosing a dentist, I know it's tough. Kids don't want to go to the dentist. Someone your kid can trust and enjoy going to the dentist with. Well, let me tell you about my friends at Children's Dental Fun Zone. Fun is in the name for a reason. Excuse me. Fun is in the name for a reason. But here's the deal: when your kids walk into one of those 18 locations across the Southland for Children's Dental Fun Zone, they're gonna go, "Mom, Dad, where did we walk into? This place feels like we're actually in a cartoon," because that's how it feels like. All right. 18 locations across the Southland to choose from for Children's Dental Fun Zone. They got you covered in L.A. County. They got you covered in Orange County. They got you covered in the IE. And now they got you covered in Oxnard, too. Children's Dental Fun Zone specializes in children's dentistry and orthodontics with state-of-the-art equipment and personal attention your kids deserve. Children's Dental Fun Zone. This is how fun is in the name, okay? Every station your kid is getting worked on, you goes to the station so the dentist can work on them. Big screen TV. All sorts of kid movies, whatever kid movie your kid wants to see is going to be on there, okay? They got iPads for the kids, toys for the kids in the waiting area, and for parents, they accept Medi-Cal, PPO, and HMO insurance plans. When you leave there, they're going to tell you, "Mom, Dad, when are we coming back to the dentist?" Words you never thought you'd hear about going to the dentist with your kids. So to book your child's next appointment, I can't speak English, I promise. To book your child's next appointment at Children's Dental Fun Zone, visit their website, cdfzone.com. That's cdfzone.com. cdfzone.com, or call them at 800-717-KIDS. It's 800-717-KIDS.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery.
Hey, it's Mace. NBA basketball is 21 days away, and the best place to watch all the action is Cosm. It's revolutionary technology bringing the sports experience to life. Visit Cosm.com. Enjoy NBA action in shared reality all season long.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
4:02 in the Southland on a live Imaging Tuesday with Sedano and Kap. It's time
Your
for
mic
what you
was
need
hot,
to know.
Chris. What are you thinking?
My mic wasn't hot.
Okay.
Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times.
You guys don't need to explain radio to me. I got it figured out. Trust me.
Are you sure about that?
Take it away, producer Lindsay.
We'll have to ask what JT thinks about that because he is on hold. But really quick, what you need to know is that Jimmy Carter turned 100 today.
100?
Oh, I thought you were going to say he passed away too. I was like, oh, Lord.
No, he's like Fred Biletnikoff. He's fine.
Right, he turned 100, and
Too many
he's
people.
the first president to reach the 100-year
That's
milestone
cool.
of his life. So happy birthday.
How's he doing, Jimmy?
He's doing all right, I guess. I mean, it's his birthday.
Does he
He's
still
alive.
drive?
He's alive.
Probably not.
He doesn't
is my
drive?
guess. Yeah. I mean, would you want to drive?
I don't know. Does he
At
go for
100?
runs?
Well, he still has Secret Service protection, so
they drive for him?
I'm sure they probably do, yeah.
All right, that is what you need to know. Brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, just to 90 minutes from wherever you are.
Hit the music, D.
It's time for the loudest and proudest fan in the Raider Nation.
The mayor of the Black Hole. The man who first said, I don't know what he said. I think he said gutless first. That's fine. The one and only, JT the Brick.
Are you packing Devontae's bags or what?
I thought you'd introduce me as the 2-2 Raiders, because you were sensing some 1-3 around here, but we got back on track against the Cleveland Browns with a 10-point comeback just like Baltimore. And as I told you, it's time to pause and breathe in the Raider Nation. 2-2 in the month of September. We live to fight another day in Denver.
Hey, speaking of this game against Cleveland, DeAndre, do you have the sound from JT in the pregame? Do you have that? So, JT, set it up, and then we'll play it for everybody. What happened here in the pregame?
So they've asked me 5 minutes before kickoff with everyone in their seats to go in the end zone and give my thoughts, keys to the game with Eric Allen, the finalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So he goes defense. And with 30,000 Cleveland fans in attendance, I said this.
Well, Jacoby Myers has to have a big game. He has to step up. The offensive line's got to get nasty. But the most important thing is send the dog pound back to Cleveland with a loss. Send them back to Cleveland with a loss. Well, this is Raider Nation. This is Raider Nation.
Yeah, send him back to Cleveland with a loss. Now, the only problem is I feel like I hear half the stadium booing you.
Cap, I'll tell you, I've been on the field. I've been lucky in my life. You know, when people say I emceed an event, we've all done it, 200 people, 2,000 people. To be in front of 60,000, and yes, 30,000 of them or more were Cleveland fans because they want to buy every ticket in the building. The level of anger in their boos towards me was so vile. And I give the mic back, and the old problem is I said, I got to go to my seats. I don't go to the press box. I'm a season ticket holder. I got to walk through the concourse. I got to get back to my seats. And fortunately, I am not an A-list celebrity in Cleveland, so most people didn't notice me as I walked back to my seats.
Yeah. Well, you tell us, because, here's what I've heard this week from Cleveland Browns fans. Yeah, we lost the game, but that's because the refs jobbed us. There was that one long touchdown reception by Amari Cooper, and there was a holding penalty on the play. I've watched the play over and over again, and I'm like, what don't you see? That's called holding. What'd you think?
Yeah, some people would have called it ticky-tack or not. Those are the holding calls that are never called against Patrick Mahomes. When you see Kansas City get that score and everyone's like, wait a second, I thought there was holding. That doesn't happen. Raiders had a breakdown in coverage there. I don't know how Cooper got that open, but no doubt about it, they were tugging on Christian Wilkins' jersey. But, guys, this first drive, you saw Deshaun Watson go 8 of 8. Go almost 80 yards. He was perfect, and I scratched my head and I said, uh-oh, here we go again. Andy Dalton last week looked like he was the MVP of week 3, and then Deshaun came out pretty good, but in the second half, he forgot how to play football. What a disaster he is. He's so athletic. He's got everything you need to be a quarterback, but mentally, he missed on the last play of the game where he got sacked, he missed a wide-open receiver in the corner of the end zone to win the game. So he's damaged goods, and that is it for the Browns, a team that I thought would be a playoff team before the start of the year, and they're pretty much dead on arrival.
All right, so does Davante Adams is his luggage Louis Vuitton? Like, what does it look like? Because you're not recouping what you traded for him, but now it's very obvious. We've all kind of see this unfold now for a season and a half that it just wasn't a good fit. So now what?
Well, a couple things. First off, as of a week ago, and all the time, even on the Netflix series, Davante proved he was very happy in Vegas. He was. There's no mystery. He loved Vegas. His wife loves it. It was all good. He came to play with Derek Carr. They wanted to get out of the Derek Carr deal financially. And Davante has been a big part of this team so far. And then, I was on the air today, mostly looking to talk about my friend Pete Rose, who passed away, and then a tsunami of news on Davante Adams, who this morning, there was really no reports on him wanting to request a trade or not. A couple of different insiders have a different opinion on that, but the Raiders weren't shopping him. I can confirm that this morning. They weren't taking calls on that at all, and we'll see how this plays out, but it's unfortunate. The guy's a warrior, and all of a sudden he comes up with a hamstring. I always believe when an athlete says, George, they're injured, they are injured. I've never questioned an athlete's injury, and now we're dealing with this again, and it's tough because he's a big part of this. He's a first-ballot Hall of Famer. I still think he's got this year and another year or two left in his prime where he can play at a high level here, but we're going to see how this plays out. But it was a tough day today because we thought Davante was working on getting back to playing a rivalry game to beat Denver to go to 3-2, and then the breaking news from Ian Rappaport where he's requested a trade. We didn't see this coming. We thought he might be unhappy with the quality of the team and Gardner Minshew, but he's always said he loves being a Raider and he's happy being here. And he even said that to Kay Adams today. That's what makes this so unique. If you go back and watch Kay Adams' interview, everything was kind of cool. He's like, I'm injured. I'm trying to get healthy. I'm a Raider, this and that. And then after that interview, all of a sudden things go south.
Well, that was because she said something to him like, there's a lot of rumors that you may have played your last play for the Raiders. And then he comes back and he says, the only thing I can control is what I'm doing and what I'm saying right now. I'm going to get off this interview and I'm going to go work out. And I can't control what's going to happen. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but she had a reaction like, oh no, like as if what he was saying was he doesn't want to play for the Raiders anymore. So here's the question. Where are we right now? Does he want to trade? Are they willing to trade him? Because, there was also a report. One of the SI writers put out a tweet, and it was about how he was going to be traded, and the first person who liked it was Antonio Pierce. So what's that all about? Yeah,
and again, I don't play TikTok and who likes my stuff. Every time I like Morales' stuff, he likes mine, so we get along good. We don't fight over likes and shares. I'm not going to get down into the weeds of did he like it and take it back and all of this, because typically a head coach of an NFL team doesn't even control their own social media. You know that. And maybe someone liked something or not. I got to interview the head coach tomorrow. And last week, my first question to the head coach was, you made very strong comments, very strong, after the game Sunday and on Monday on these business decisions. He addressed that with me and said, yes, we're moving on, and the team reacted with a win. Now, we got Davante Adams asking for a trade or reportedly asking for a trade. Remember, Davante hasn't said this yet. And do you know how many microphones are in the Raiders building where we broadcast our shows and all our TV shows? There's about 50 microphones in there. And there's a podium where he would meet in front of the media. So if Davante wants out, Davante is going to have to go in front of Raider Nation and explain how he's changed his mind, because everything he said throughout Costa Mesa, the offseason, even Netflix when it was going bad with Jimmy Garoppolo, is I love being a Raider. I want to be a Raider. I was born a Raider fan and all of that. So we're going to let this thing breathe a little bit here in the next 12 to 24 hours, and a lot's going to come out after the coach speaks tomorrow, and reportedly Davante's going to have to speak on this, because you cannot not speak to the Raider Nation after you've been saying you love it here in Vegas and you love being a Raider.
JT, one last thing before we let you go. Obviously, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk to you about Pete Rose, who you were very close with. Cappy was close with him as well. We had that conversation right before you came on. Just kind of thoughts on the complicated legacy of Pete Rose.
Yeah, George, it really hurt. I got it when I was live on the air last night, and you guys know how to do radio when you look at your phone and it's blowing up and you're in mid-sentence there, and Reggie Jackson called in last night, and Christopher Mad Dog Russo and Larry Boa, and I was friends with Pete.
By the way, I heard all of it on Mad Dog, because as soon as I left Commerce, I was driving north to downtown L.A. I heard it all. Go ahead.
Yeah, and, Pete started off, I got my big break in radio, winning Jim Rome Smackoff, but my real big break on the radio was co-hosting the Pete Rose Show for 2 years. He's a very flawed guy. He lied to me. He lied to everyone. As gambling on baseball as the manager of the Reds. It's emotional for me because in my tiny, tiny, small way, I always wanted to be a part of the wave of people trying to get him to Cooperstown and do whatever I could. I've interviewed him countless times. He knew my wife. My last meeting with him was in July, and it was with my son, and he had a great 5 minutes with my son that makes me feel peace. But I wish I would have been able to say goodbye. He just did an autograph signing on Sunday with the Big Red Machine. If I knew he was that ill and he wouldn't make it to Monday, I would have called him and told him I loved him and thanked him for everything. But a flawed human being, we're all flawed. One of the greatest competitors in the history of sports. And, I knew they were going to let him into the Hall of Fame after he died. And that's another massive topic for another day. But as a guy, a friend, and one of the greatest baseball players of all time, I'm dearly going to miss the all-time hit king.
JT the Brick with us here. You are the man, JT. Thank you for joining us. And who the Raiders got this
Denver,
weekend?
at Denver.
Oh, that's right, Denver.
Oh,
that's a loss. That's a loss.
Bo Nix threw for 60 yards and won a game. Can he throw for 45 in Denver, please?
Wait till they. I can't wait for you to come back. This next stretch of the Raiders is going to be tough. I can't wait to see what the schedule looks like over the next couple weeks.
Well, you know what's coming up in a couple weeks.
What?
Rams, after they lose to the Packers on Sunday, have a bye week. And then the silver and black will invade SoFi.
And lose?
They may lose, but they also could win that game. You never know. With the way the Rams are performing.
Yeah.
Hey, I guarantee we'll win the tailgate. I promise you we'll win the tailgate.
All right, JT. See you.
The voice of Raider Nation, the mayor of the Black Hole, and a man who could call Pete Rose a friend. JT the Brick.
Cappy, tell us about your friend, Avner Gatt.
Okay, here's what I want everybody to do, because I've been telling you about Avner Gatt now for a couple of years, but here's what I'd really like you to do, is I want you to go to Avner's website, avnergatt.com, avnergatt.com. There's a couple of reasons why I want you to go there. Because first of all, I always talk about how Avner has an entire team of people that work for his company. You're going to get to know who everybody is, and that's kind of an important thing, especially when you need a team behind you to handle some sort of a disaster at your home. Because if you keep scrolling down on avnergatt.com, Avner talks about water damage, and there's a picture of a living room where there's a sofa and a side table, and there's water all the way up to the sitting area. He also talks about fire damage. And God forbid, listen, we live in an area where fires are unfortunate realities. So it could be water damage. It could be fire damage. It could be that somebody, sadly, may have broken into your home. They may have taken a bunch of your stuff. And now you have to make a homeowner's insurance claim. And the thing is that when the homeowner's insurance adjuster comes to your place, their job is to get you the right amount of money, but not too much. Because when they go back to the office, their boss is going to say, well, how much did you give him? 10 grand. Hey, great job. It really should have been like 25 grand. You see, Avner Gatt, though, he gets you that money because Avner Gatt knows what he's doing. He's been in this business for 20 plus years. He's got an entire team behind him. He's got all the 5-star reviews, Better Business Bureau, Yelp, and on down the line. The point is that Avner is an expert in negotiating with homeowners insurance companies. I'll ask you this question. Are you an expert in negotiating with homeowners insurance companies? If the answer is no, then why don't you call Avner Gatt and let Avner handle this, should it be water damage or fire damage or theft or whatever the case may be. Call 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256. Again, look at the website, avnergatt.com, AVNERGAT, avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers. You'll know it's him when you hear him famously say, hello.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Next Gen is the official AC Heat and Plumbing Company of SoCal sports fans. That's right, Next Gen is the absolute best in the biz and has thousands of 5-star reviews online to prove it. Right now, you can get an $88 drain cleaning. That's right, an $88 drain cleaning, and they'll add in a free plumbing camera inspection. So, if you're sick of dealing with a slow drain, just call 833-3-NEXTGEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN and say goodbye to all of your AC, heating, or plumbing problems. Next Gen includes water, plumbing, heater, and AC safety inspections. Prioritize the safety of your loved ones at home. NextGen is the only name you need to remember for a safe, comfy home. And if you're concerned about the air quality in your home or have allergy problems, call NextGen and breathe easy with indoor air quality solutions to fit any budget. That's 833-3-NEXTGen or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com to schedule online today.
NEXGEN, call 833-3-NEXTGEN.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
420 on a live imaging Tuesday. On Sedano Kap on this day in 1995, the band In Sync was formed. Also in 1993 on this day, Cool Runnings was released in theaters.
Oh, really? Was that the Jamaican bobsled team?
It was.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were going to play that song. Remember they're like, something, something, and we are the Jamaican bobsled team. That was a song. They
I know,
sang it.
but it's hard because I'm listening to this song, bye, 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 bye. And then all of a sudden you came in, and I was like, wait, I can't really get that song.
I performed this song at a high school assembly.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
I was
Do
a
you know the
student.
dance?
I did. I knew it then.
My
I don't remember
brother, I used to like catch him. He was probably like 10.
And
I
on
used
this
to
day,
catch him doing the dance.
on this day in 1974, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was released in theaters. And if I had a chainsaw right now,
What would you do
Cappy,
with it?
oh,
Yeah.
I'd take it to you first.
Why me?
You first.
Why? I thought Pepe gets it first.
Well, Pepe's not here.
Oh.
Can we discuss Pepe or no?
No.
Sure, go ahead.
No. I'm not disrespecting him like
It's
that.
not. Whoa. It's not
I'm
disrespect. It's
I'm
just
not doing it.
you know.
I'm not doing it.
I think Pepe has the input that he does have and contributes. You know, I think it's fine. He had some good takes yesterday.
I have zero issue with Pepe.
He's kind of a Mason and Ireland guy, but
I mean,
Oh no, he didn't want to claim any allegiance.
I mean,
to
his
either side.
entire show once a week with them.
so Cappy,
Google Gaga.
I did.
He won't even be invited to the Mantis this year.
I appreciate. Will you
Fuck
stop?
with some-
Won't be.
Why don't you choke him yourself?
Security will be waiting for him.
Oh my God.
You're not welcome.
Oh my God.
Yes, exactly.
Why don't you just do it yourself? You're asking me to do
Let's
it?
get to a topic for a change.
Oh, I thought you guys wanted to talk about
Knick-knack,
Pepe.
this, that,
Go ahead,
patty
George.
whack, give a dog a bone.
JT the Brick, I understand, is coming on here
Yeah.
in allegiance to the Raiders.
Uh-huh.
But this notion that he was trying to peddle on us, and I wasn't going to fight with him because it's silly, that Devontae Adams was totally fine being a Raider.
He's happily a Raider.
Come on, man.
No, listen. If you were going to sell me on Devontae Adams really likes living in Las Vegas,
period.
I'll
Okay,
buy that.
I would have bought that part of it.
because
Yes.
I could see where a guy like Devontae Adams would be like, "Hey, living in Vegas in comparison to living in Green Bay,
Yeah.
it's awesome here."
Got a Taco Bell in my house.
Right. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
if you watched Receiver, okay, there was this one scene, it cracked me up. He's got he had a kid, I don't remember how old she was, and it was her birthday party, right?
Yeah.
And all these families from the school come to Devontae Adams' house. Now, they're going there, and like, whose birthday is it? I don't know what the kid's name is. Let's just say her name is, I don't know, Jenny. And they're like, oh, well, it's Jenny's birthday. And like, Jenny, I don't know Jenny. Oh, Jenny Adams. Her parents are probably wonderful people. They show up to the house, and it's this freaking mansion of an NFL wide receiver who makes $25 million a year or whatever he makes. Now, there's all these dads in the house, and there's Devontae, and they're like, oh, my God, who the hell is this guy over here? Who's this guy? And then they all find out. They're like, oh, damn, Devontae Adams, a Raiders wide receiver.
Right.
They had no idea. So the idea that he could live in a big fat house, have super nice weather, at the time play with his best friend, and live in a great community as opposed to this little tiny town of Green Bay where he sticks out like a sore thumb, right? You know, things were good for Devontae. Vegas he likes. Raiders,
Not so much.
terrible.
Yeah. So the internet is, multiple reports are out there from different people basically saying some semblance of this. That what we talked about last year, remember there was chatter about him wanting out last year, but there was no quote unquote formal request, okay? But there was talk about a change of scenery. Now that clearly is out the window because now we know he wants out, okay? So if you're the Raiders, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to recoup a first rounder for him, so forget about that. But you're probably going to get a second, which is what it seems to be you can get him for. And honestly, the other part of this equation that is important is cap space. Now, I didn't realize this until I looked it up now. There's a lot of teams with cap space.
Oh, yeah?
I'm kind of surprised because usually there are, I'd say like half the teams have like about, $10 million or so of cap space.
Who's got some cap space?
A lot of teams.
Let me hear.
So I did the math.
All
you
right.
need at least $8 million to clear Devontae Adams if he gets, if you're going to make a deal for him. Okay. The teams that have $8 million or more. Okay. You ready?
Let me hear.
There's 22 of them.
Come on.
I swear to God.
Wow.
I'm stunned at how many teams have cap space
Yeah,
at the
I'm
moment.
surprised to hear this.
It also makes me wonder, side note, Do you remember when baseball was doing that thing where they weren't signing these star players who were up for mega contracts outside of a few examples and outliers? Basically, it was like spring training and guys were still not signed. A lot of the Boris clients, remember?
Yeah, I mean, even just last year, remember like Blake Snell wasn't even signed, I mean, well into the start of the season?
So it makes me wonder, is there a reason this many teams are under the cap in a big way in the NFL?
Well, let me hear. I mean, there's 22 teams.
22.
You could just probably give us the 10 teams that are over the cap.
Okay, no. Well, over the cap, currently no one is over the cap. You can't be allowed to be over the cap at this point.
Or how about...
But double digits.
Okay, go
right.
ahead.
So anyway, I'll just give you the $8 million, the ones that could potentially, in theory, trade for Devontae Adams. Ready?
Right.
I'll reel it off quick. Cincinnati, the Chargers, the Falcons, the Eagles, the Bucks, the Seahawks, the Steelers, the Colts. Okay? Minnesota, Tennessee, and now we're in the $15 million range. Green Bay, now that would be rich. Jacksonville, the Jets, Arizona, Miami, Dallas, Washington, Las Vegas, New England, Detroit, Cleveland, and San Francisco.
Okay, so the one name that you already brought up, which is the most obvious
The
landing
Jets.
legit is the Jets.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Because Aaron Rodgers hates everybody.
Well, and
I mean, have you seen this thing going on in New York
Right.
where him and the coach can't even get on the the coach was complaining about his cadence, which is because they had 5 false starts in a game, and Aaron's like, well, I don't think we should be worrying about an outlier. We weren't false starting in camp. We haven't had more than one false start all season, and we're gonna have this outlier. So he's like getting into it with the coach already because that's what he does at this stage.
Well, listen, if you're Aaron Rodgers, you're thinking to yourself, I would love to have my playmaker back with me. And the Jets have already bent over backwards for him. They did it last year where they pretty much went out and got every guy that
Even
he wanted.
Randall Cobb, right.
They got every guy that he wanted. And then, of course, he gave them 3 plays and then an entire season of having to rehab his Achilles. I would think that the Jets are the place where Devontae would want to go because he'd want to play with Aaron Rodgers. He'd want to play for the big market type team. And the Jets, if what you're telling us is accurate, which I assume it must be, they've obviously got the money where they can take it on. See, the Jets are a team where you take on a player like that, whereas I look at New England as an example, and they have no playmakers of any kind. And if you went out and got Devontae Adams, you know what he'd do when he got there? He'd burn your locker room down.
Right.
Because he'd be like, the quarterback sucks, the coordinator's no good, there's no offensive lineman here. Why the hell am I here?
You know where I'd want him to go?
Tell me.
Washington. I feel like you give Jaden Daniels, you already have Terry McLaurin there who's very good. You give him Jaden Daniels, all of a sudden, that team is really, really dangerous offensively.
What'd you say they had? Did you say they have $15 million of cap space?
Washington?
Yeah.
26.
Oh, gosh.
They got plenty.
Yeah.
So, I know the Jets are the obvious choice, but there's some teams here that I would absolutely that I would take a hard look. Washington would be one, for sure. Minnesota, I mean, you put him on the others. I mean, they already have Addison. They already have, obviously, Justin Jefferson. You put him with those guys?
Yeah.
I mean, Addison's going to play the slot anyway in a lot of places.
I don't like him there.
You don't?
No, sir.
You don't like him with Sammy?
No, I do not. I think
not Patesh, but Darnold.
No. I think there's too much. There's not enough ball to go around for him.
Too many balls.
And I think that he would be
one ball.
The thing is, he got to go to a place where he's happy.
Okay.
Because if he goes to a place where
so
he's
Washington,
unhappy,
he'd be happy. You're saying?
I think so.
Yeah.
Washington works for me. The Jets work for me.
Yeah.
New England doesn't. Pittsburgh doesn't.
Cleveland. This is for you.
Oh, forget about it.
No,
please.
I mean, he's not going to want
Cleveland. This is for you.
Yeah.
Anybody good up there with these numbers that have room?
I mean, Green Bay, but I don't think he wants to go back
Green
there.
Bay.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't like being in Green Bay.
Pittsburgh? How about Pittsburgh?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think he fits the culture.
Oh, you don't think he fits the culture, but
Right.
they could use a number 1 wide receiver.
They could use a playmaker of his ability.
Yes.
I don't think he would fit in with that culture.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. But there's not a lot of teams then if those are the criteria.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Is that you could get me to 15 teams that could all pay him.
Right.
That could all afford it.
Yeah.
And of the 15, there's probably about 3 of them that could actually handle him.
Raiders are I mean, if they trade him, I mean, I don't want to say the season's over. I mean, because it really wasn't like getting
They won
going.
without him last week.
Yeah, but that's one game.
I'm just saying they won without him last week.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people think that when Antonio Pierce
was calling
said,
out guys who
Right.
made business decisions, he was referring to
a
him.
lot of people think he was talking about it.
People are saying,
just saying that the let me put it this way: people who are watching this situation, saw him not play this week.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he's hurt. And they're going back and they're going business decision. Who made a business decision? That guy is not playing all of a sudden.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that that's who he was talking about.
Clearly, you shouldn't put him in your prize picks this week, is what I'm saying.
I don't think so.
Yeah. But speaking of prize picks, I think today, what's the more or less number on Asia Wilson for the Las Vegas Aces? What is the more or less number on Nafisa Collier? I was 1 for 2 last time. I've really only missed one WNBA pick to this point. So I feel confident in today, depending on what the number is. Because, by the way, if you want to get involved with prize picks, make sure you download the prize picks app. Use the promo code Kappy, Kappy, and you can play with us day in and day out. And you don't have to play with us. They also have communities. You know we love communities around here. They got Drewski, the influencer, Sugar Sean O'Malley, the UFC fighter.
He's all over those TV commercials, too, by prize picks.
Yeah.
So
all right,
here's the deal.
What do we got today?
Nafisa Collier.
Yeah.
More or less than 22.5 points tonight against Connecticut.
More. They got to win.
Okay.
Must-win game. It's must-win.
Who's the other?
Asia Wilson, Las Vegas Aces.
Let me come here to Asia Wilson, and I will tell you what her number is. I don't see it. Maybe could the game possibly have started by now? Is that possible?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, it just probably tipped off.
Okay. So it
was on ESPN 2.
All right, I've got Nafisa Collier at 22.5. Tonight, I'm going to play this. I'm going to go for a home run tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to play Manny Machado to hit a home run tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that is such a low percentage play, but it's a much higher paying play. There's a kid who's pitching for the Atlanta Braves tonight because their best pitcher, Chris Sale, who was supposed to pitch the game yesterday against the Mets, the second half of the doubleheader, he's not even on the Braves wild card roster. The kid that's pitching tonight, imagine this.
I mean, it was TBD up until like 3 or 4 hours ago.
This guy's a 21-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Who has like one major league start under his belt.
And it wasn't good.
And if you look at his AAA numbers from this past year,
not great.
They weren't good.
Yeah.
I'll play Manny Machado to hit a home run tonight.
By the way, you know your gutty little Padres? I found this out today.
Tell me.
Best record in baseball since the All-Star break.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they were 50-23 or something like that.
Hashtag Kappy loves this team.
Yeah, I do love this team. Hated them last year.
Yeah.
Love this team this year.
Yeah, so anyway, prize picks.
All right, so download the prize picks app. Use our code Kappy, Kappy. Make your first $5 play. You get the $50 bonus.
$50?
Win or lose, you get the $50 bonus. If you haven't done it, do it now. Let's play together. Let's win together, and let's do it on
Prize Picks.
BMO Stadium is the place to be tomorrow night.
Olivier Giroud has scored! It's 1-0!
LAFC are playoff bound, but first must finish the final 4 games of the regular season. Hawanga, Giroud, Lloris, and the Black and Gold welcome St. Louis City SC to downtown LA. Pre-game coverage begins tomorrow at 7 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Hey guys, it's Sedano here. You know it's hard to find a good dentist for your kids, someone who they can trust and enjoy going to the dentist with. Luckily, we found Children's Dental Fun Zone. With 17 locations across Southern California, Children's Dental Fun Zone specializes in children's dentistry and orthodontics. With state-of-the-art equipment and personal attention your children deserve. To book your child's next appointment, visit their website, cdfzone.com. That's cdfzone.com. Or call them at 800-717-KIDS. That's 800-717-KIDS.
Join Mason and Ireland tomorrow, October 2nd, from noon to 3 at the Ralphs on Hawthorne Boulevard in Redondo Beach. Come see Laker legend James Worthy for a meet and greet and enter ESPN LA's Ultimate Winery Sweepstakes for a wine country experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
4:36 on a live imaging Tuesday on Sedano and Kap. I don't know what this one is. What is it?
Really?
I don't.
I feel like it's very recognizable. Jackass.
Oh. Well, on this day in 2000, Jackass premiered on MTV. You know we like to play a TV theme when it's Radio Tinder time. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala, founded in the city of Downey. Just like me. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, guys, so I don't know if when you were little you enjoyed, like, going out to dinner with your family, and when all the adults would order, like, drinks, you would order a Shirley Temple, because that's what I used to do. I'd get a Shirley Temple with extra cherries because I wanted to feel cool, like I was getting a drink from the bar. Well, now 7-Up is actually going to release a Shirley Temple flavor. Are you guys interested in Shirley Temple flavor?
So a 7-Up, is that what you said,
Yeah.
7-Up?
7-Up
so
is
like
just-
a cherry 7-Up?
Yes, but it's like a Shirley Temple.
Because what is a Shirley Temple? It's 7-Up.
It's 7-Up and grenadine, cherry juice.
I know that on the side of the Courtyard by Marriott, right here across the street from LA Live, there's all these historical things about the city of Los Angeles that pop up on the screen. And it says the Shirley Temple was created in Los Angeles in whatever year it was.
By Shirley Temple?
So the history of it is right here in LA, I guess. I like a Shirley Temple, by the way.
I remember when I was a kid, I don't remember the restaurant my parents, we would always go. I would get the Shirley Temple, and it'd be a tall glass, and they'd put the little monkey on it. Remember those little like plastic monkeys that used to go on drinks?
Yes.
They're like hooked on it.
Yeah, okay.
So and they would put the cherry on there. So the monkey would kind of sit on top of the glass and hook the cherry.
I like the cherry. I could never take the cherry stem and do the knot in my mouth with my tongue. Could you do that?
I don't think really many people can do that.
So here's the origin. The
All right.
Shirley Temple drink is said to have originated in the 1930s at a Hollywood restaurant, possibly Chasen's or the Brown Derby, and was created to serve, obviously, the child actress Shirley Temple. The bartender's creation, a bartender at Chasen's in Beverly Hills, created the drink to give the young actress a non-alcoholic option while her parents were drinking cocktails. Temple's reaction, Temple reportedly disliked the drink, saying it was too sweet. In 1988, though, Temple used sued a company that planned to bottle the drink, hence this story, saying it violated her privacy.
Her privacy?
Yeah.
Well, you want to know what's funny? When I was a bartender and kids would come in, you know, like I worked at a sports bar, and so sometimes during the day, like moms would bring in their kids or dads, whatever, to have like wings, whatever. I would purposely put way too much grenadine in the Shirley Temple so the kid wouldn't ask for another one because, you know, and same with chocolate milk. I would put way too much chocolate in it because otherwise you have to keep making them, you know? It's annoying. Kids want their drinks, like they refill their drinks really quickly.
And the original was made with ginger ale, and then 7-Up or Sprite later on.
Okay, so how is 7-Up going to pull this off?
I guess they figured out the legalities of it because they've already have it.
The estate probably is okay with it at this stage.
They said that their version of it, because you could say, oh, it's just cherry 7-Up, but it's different because, A, they're marketing it as Shirley Temple, and B, it's pomegranate and cherry soda. So they're adding like a little extra kick to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay, they could just change the name from Shirley Temple to like Shirley Synagogue, and then everything would be fine.
That actually was funny. That actually was funny, Cap.
I mean, it's almost Rosh Hashanah, so you know.
I know, very soon.
Right?
By the way, did you know that Hanukkah starts on Christmas this year?
No way.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I swear.
Do you know that I got a call from my rabbi today? He literally called me today. He's like, hey, man, haven't heard from you, bro. Like, you buying tickets for the high holidays or what?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, yeah, what am I going to do? Buy them on SeatGeek? What's the story, Rabbi? You know?
Wait, buy tickets for what?
The high holiday.
You got to buy the tickets.
Yeah, it's like an event.
Yeah, it's not like you go to church on
And
Easter
just
and
show
you
up.
just walk in.
Yeah.
No.
Wait.
Part of it is also security.
Right.
You have to buy a ticket to go to your synagogue.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do they also do the thing where they pass around the basket that you put money in?
You don't do that.
No,
in
no,
Temple.
they-
No,
no,
that's a traditional
Right.
like Catholic.
didn't know
thing.
that- yeah.
No, they guilt you into they like give you paperwork and they guilt you into it during the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, me, I stand on the outside. I'm like, yo, I got 2. Who needs them? I got 2. I got 2 for Yom Kippur. Who needs them?
Are they expensive? Are they tiered like regular tickets are?
No, you got to make a donation. You know.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's mainly for. It started when some of the violence at synagogues years ago.
No, very
all right,
unfortunate.
what's next, Linz?
Okay, so John Oliver, who hosts Last Week Tonight, is not very happy with HBO's recent decision to delay clips from the show from YouTube, making them wait 4 days after the episode airs.
That makes no sense.
Well, I guess that they're trying to think. He said that it's massively frustrating to him, but he's assuming that the driving force behind delaying Last Week Tonight clips
Is so people can
because
go to Max.
They
and
want
watch
people
it.
to
Yes.
sign up and subscribe and watch on Max.
Right.
So I understand like the logic of this. However, I don't think that that's how the world works anymore.
Yeah.
And if somebody wants to watch something now, they're going to watch it now, and they're going to find a way to watch it. And if they don't want to pay for it, they'll still find a way to watch it without paying for it. So do you guys
I would
agree with this?
Yeah, I'm with John Oliver on this. Swipe right.
Probably not going to surprise you here. I'm with the man.
Of course you are.
I'm with the man here.
Why is that?
I mean, they're going to find it anyway.
Because here's
Don't
the
you
thing.
think that like you make money? You probably would make more
You can make money on
off of
YouTube.
the YouTube
Yeah.
clips than you would by the 1 or 2 people. How many people are waiting to subscribe? You know
don't
what I mean?
know.
Because the clips aren't on YouTube.
Here's what I would say as someone who actually watches the show.
Okay, I don't.
Okay, I watch the show every week. Now I'm still a little old school. I DVR it. Okay.
Oh wow. I'm surprised you don't like put a tape in your VCR and record it.
Exactly. But mostly because I feel like the Max app at times is a little shaky, particularly shortly thereafter when the show. That was the issue I ran into, is that when I tried to watch it on Max shortly thereafter, it was always an issue. Same thing when I was watching House of the Dragon or whatever. So I started DVRing it because I didn't want to deal with the lag or the issue or the app kind of having issues or whatever. So I watch the show regularly. I get their idea and their premise, but again, people, to Lindsay's point, people are going to find this anyway, and you can monetize YouTube, you would know, in a pretty big way.
Well, that's the question. The question really comes down to if you're HBO and
it's just clips. It's not the whole show.
And
Right.
you
And
produce
it's
the show.
driving people to the show.
Correct.
Right?
But the question becomes this: how much money does it make if it goes onto YouTube? And how much money does it make if we get people to come to our home base? And if they have decided that it's more important or they make more to have people come to their home base, then that's why they're doing it. So, like, I'm
I don't
not
think
saying
it
I
works
like
that
it.
way, though.
Well, how do you think it works?
I just don't. I feel like people. It's like we live in like everyone wants instant gratification. Everyone wants things now. So I just don't see people being like, oh, you know that HBO, they're not putting those clips up on YouTube from, you know. So I
think it's going to hurt
right
Oliver
now.
more than anything else.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what his gripe
Well,
is, right? I mean, that's his complaint.
I mean, you could argue back also that hey, these clips, because again, it's not the full show, are driving people
Correct.
to subscribe.
You could argue that,
Yes.
and you might be right. I'm not 100% sure, but what I'm saying is that if you own the company and you produce the show, what you ultimately want is for people to come to you to get it. And if you don't give it to them immediately, you may force them to come to you to get it, and that might be why they're doing it.
I just think people are way too smart online now to not find it, and that's just the reality. DeAndre, what do you think about it, buddy?
Yeah, people are way too smart, man. They're going to find it.
See?
I'm not saying
Simple
that.
as
I mean,
Simple
he's
as
the
that.
youngest person here. He'll find whatever the hell he wants on the
I'm
internet.
just trying
Okay.
to explain to you
Facts.
why I think that's why they do that. By the way, if I were in his shoes, I'd be pissed too.
Oh, by the way, I can't wait till he then goes after his parent company, which he's notorious for doing, on the next episode. Now I'm definitely interested in watching it live, even perhaps.
So maybe it's just a big publicity stunt.
I don't know. I only watch clips on like Twitter, so I don't really know.
But Twitter, do they post those the next day? Or
I
do they
have
wait
no
4
idea.
days?
And I would add to this,
I
just as a
literally have no
complete
idea.
side note, what he does on a weekly basis is one of the hardest jobs in entertainment. Like, he goes 30, sometimes 40 straight minutes on, like, what normally would be the most mundane topics because they're too serious, and makes them hilariously funny on a regular basis every single week. Like, him and his staff, what they do is unbelievable.
He's got great writers.
Yeah, but he was also a great writer because he was on The Daily Show for many years. So with Jon Stewart. Anyway, all right, that is Radio Tinder, brought to you by our friends at Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Award-winning small batch premium sippy tequila made from the finest mature agaves. Available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala. All right, coming up next, Cappy.
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit about USC.
Okay.
They got this. They got some games coming up, but the Penn State time is out now for October 12th.
Okay.
And I actually think it's brilliant. Some people are mad about it. I think you are absolutely looking at this the complete wrong way. All right? Let's get to that in a second here on 710 ESPN.
But first, sports fans, gear up for your next game day hang with your friends. Let me tell you, there's nothing sweeter than Stella Rosa when, you're getting ready to watch the game. You're not really feeling the heavy beer. That was me on Saturday. I decided to celebrate another win by my Buckeyes with a bottle of Stella Rosa Red. Get it? See what I did there? Scarlet and gray, Buckeyes Red. So head to your local retailer and grab a couple bottles the next time you shop before game day. And get this, Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Just head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, and remember to celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of
Get in the palm of your hand.
Hey guys, it's Cap, and if you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a great cash offer with no need for repairs. They buy it as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close within days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving costs and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hey, it's Travis.
And DeMarco.
Hey, accidents can be shocking, devastating, and difficult to deal with, which is why you should never deal with them alone and have family on your side.
Joseph S. Normand and his trusted team are family, and they're here to help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
You know, when my son was in an accident, we called Joseph at 213-747-2000, and he was able to help.
You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. Join Travis Rogers and Kirk Morrison Sunday, October 6th for their live Rams postgame show from Ray's Lounge at Hollywood Park Casino. Win prizes and party with Travis, Kirk, and ESPN LA fans. Hollywood Park Casino is Los Angeles' premier card room casino and entertainment destination. Enjoy a postgame meal and drink at Ray's Lounge right after the game. Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game. Must be 21 and older.
Hey guys, it's Cap. So you get this letter from the Department of Water and Power with 2 big bold words, high usage. And you don't really know what to do about it, but you kind of have an idea of who you can blame. So you go knock on your daughter's door and you go, hey, would you stop showering for 45 minutes twice a day? And then you go to your son and say, would you please stop washing your car 3 times a week? And then you continue with your life until you get another one of these beautiful letters that says high usage on it. This is where the Water Boy comes in. The Water Boy specializes in pressurized leak detection. All they do, day in and day out, is go to homes and find leaks. Their state-of-the-art equipment allows them to visually and acoustically inspect your pipes to find that stubborn leak that's constantly flowing. It can be anything from a failing toilet to a burst pipe in your slab. You don't even know it existed. They have ample amounts of experience from water damage restoration to general construction and plumbing that, when combined, allows them to master the art of leak detection. They do non-destructive leak detections, which means they're not going to open or damage the structure of your home. Their equipment is advanced enough to listen to the exposed surfaces and indicate where the leak is occurring. They are widely used by homeowners, property managers, and even realtors to inspect pressurized water systems to make sure they're intact and functioning with no leaks. Call Omer at the Waterboy Leak Detection today, 818-518-5055. Visit thewaterboyinc.com. That's the Waterboy Leak Detection at 818-518-5055. Talk to Omer. He's going to take good care of you at the Waterboy. Visit thewaterboyinc.com.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installations with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
All right, then.
Wasn't expecting you to say that to me.
Finish you off once and for all.
All night. I love
9
this
minutes
song.
in front of 5 o'clock. Live Imaging Tuesday on Sedano and Kap.
Come on, Cappy. Get levitating.
Oh, this day in 2020, Dua Lipa released the single Levitated. It's also CD player day.
CD player day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
By the way, Dua Lipa, beautiful woman.
Oh, yeah?
Beautiful woman.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's also National Black Dog Day.
She was great on the Grammys.
She was great on the Grammys.
Black dog, that old lady yesterday. I told you that story about her big smelly dog.
Yeah,
that
I
got
saw
in
it. It
my
was
car.
black, yeah.
It was
the
a
dog.
big black dog.
Cap,
Yeah.
you should have posted a picture of that and just put like the smiley face over the lady's face.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey,
I saved it. I was a good Samaritan.
If I knew how to do
With
it,
her
I
smelly
would've done
dog.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smelly ass dog.
Yeah.
I told that big smelly dog, I go, yo, get in the back. He goes, no, man.
Yeah.
He goes, I sit with mom.
Yeah.
And then he smelled his smelly dog smell. Smelly dog smell is what I said.
Yeah.
All over my car.
It is also International Coffee Day today.
All right.
What was that Colombian coffee commercial there used to always have? God, what was the name
Don
of that?
Francisco?
The best part
No, Don
of
Francisco obviously is.
waking up.
No, not
That's
Folgers. That's American.
Oh, I don't know. What's the coffee? I
What
don't
was
know.
the name of the Colombian coffee brand? That was
Come
always,
on. The
God,
Colombian
on
coffee
commercials.
brand. Café
mean the one that,
de
like-
Colombia?
Juan something. or
Oh,
other.
yeah, the one that Beavis and Butthead did a
Juan
parody of.
Valdez, de
Yeah, Juan
Colombia?
Valdez. Juan
Yes.
Valdez.
No, get
Yeah.
out of here. No way.
It was
No,
Juan Valdez.
For reals?
Yes.
I just made that up.
Yeah, it was Juan Valdez. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Anyway. All right, Cappy. So USC.
Yeah, what about him?
So real quick. So there's a lot of chatter about this Penn State game, right? So Trojans Wire, which is a branch of USA Today,
Okay.
they have this kind of idea of what will that game be. So the idea was, remember, we talked about this yesterday. Oh, that's got to be the primetime game. That's going to be on NBC with our guy Noah Eagle and Todd Blackledge, right? Apparently not, because NBC has already chosen Ohio State and Oregon for that night.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a great game.
Yeah.
They're both great games.
At Autzen, right?
Okay.
Yeah, at Autzen Stadium. So
Okay.
it'll be a 4:30 Pacific time game at Autzen.
Okay.
So then the question begins, oh, well, Fox, I mean, they own the rights to the Big Ten, and they kind of split it up amongst them and NBC and CBS. So they usually have the first pick, except usually the big Fox game is the big noon game, right? So you're not going to make USC play at 9 in the morning.
Okay. Right. Of course
Right?
not.
So
I mean,
that's
no
out
one's-
the window.
No one's going to the Coliseum at 9:00 in the morning.
I mean, it's not feasible, right? So could you do it at 8 Eastern? I guess maybe on Fox, but I'd have to see. Well, they got baseball. I don't know if they could do that.
Yes, that's right. There
right.
will be baseball.
So I don't believe they can pull that off. So it leaves another CBS broadcast at the 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 window.
Okay.
Now, I know that maybe some people are disappointed with that because they
Why?
would want more of a night game feel for a big game like that at the Coliseum. But I disagree completely.
I don't think so.
If I were Lincoln Riley, if I were Jennifer Cohen, if I were USC and all their great alum, I would want every single one of these cold-ass Big Ten schools to come here and melt at 12:30 Pacific. Absolutely, by the end of the game, they will be melting because it's going to be hot as hell in October still here, especially down the street at the Coliseum. It's going to be hot. Like this part of town, hot. Not as hot as the Valley, still pretty hot.
It's muy caliente.
Muy caliente, certainly more caliente than Happy Valley. Okay? So I would want that game every week. if I were the USC Trojan fans.
Well, first of all, I want to just start off by saying this. Ohio State and Oregon is, as of today, and in all likelihood 2 weeks from today, is still the bigger of the two games.
It is. It is probably the Big Ten championship game, perhaps, too.
And by the way, Penn State USC is a great silver medal kind of a game.
Yeah.
But it is not Ohio State Oregon based on the rankings so far.
Correct.
And, listen, they're all comparable brands, but I'm just telling you from a pure football game, Ohio State and Oregon is the better game.
Correct.
That's number one. Number two, anybody that complains that the game is not a night game and therefore it's not a primetime game and it's not being seen by everybody around the country, I'm telling you, you're out of your mind.
3:30 is actually a big window.
3:30 on the East Coast is great.
Yeah.
But locally, real feeling college football is middle of the day, 12:30. And by the way, your whole point, listen, it's not exactly freezing balls yet in Happy Valley, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Okay? But the weather is starting to turn. And on October 12th, it will be predictably warm. It will be hotter than what they've just come from. And they will suffer in the fourth quarter because all of a sudden it's 80 degrees and they've been getting beaten down by the sun, just like we saw what happened to Wisconsin in the second half this past weekend. But I'm telling you right now, 12:30 local time, 3:30 Eastern time on CBS national television, anybody who's fetching about that, I don't know what you guys are complaining about. It's an awesome time for the game.
Yeah, I'm with you wholeheartedly. And by the way, it's maybe not, as you said, quote, balls ass cold over there.
No,
at
I
the
said
moment.
cold as balls.
Or cold as balls.
Or no, maybe I said balls cold.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's still kind of it's getting cold
Are you
over
checking
there.
the weather right
I am.
now?
I'm
People
looking at it right
complaining
here.
is because USC, like USC Stanford, used to always be a 7 o'clock game or 5 o'clock. That used to be the window for USC, was the 5 o'clock game. Now things have changed. So USC Michigan was at 12:30 Pacific time. This is going to be at 12:30. We were at a game 12:30 on Saturday
It was
against
awesome.
Wisconsin. That's how it is now.
It was great.
Or else it's going to be the 8 o'clock game, which USC Utah State, and it's way too late.
Well, listen, you just brought it up. USC Stanford, that's a West Coast game. That's now the Washington State, Boise State. That's now Arizona versus Utah.
And that's an 8 o'clock game now.
But because
Oregon, UCLA on Saturday night.
Listen, do you guys remember a couple years ago? I'm trying to remember who USC played, but they actually did play a 9 a.m. game. It wasn't in L.A. It was somewhere on the East Coast.
I think it was Colorado.
But it was like a 9 a.m. game.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, why are you guys playing a 9 a.m. game? And it was because there's desperation when it comes to national television.
If I remember correctly, that was on Pac-12 network too.
And
so you couldn't even see it.
Right. So the thing is that now that you're in the Big Ten, don't you see the advantage of playing the 12:30 window means you're playing 3:30 Eastern time rather than playing an 8 o'clock game local, which is 11 o'clock Eastern time, where the voters, because everybody talks about an East Coast bias,
Right.
nobody sees a freaking game.
Right. At 12:30, everybody's watching the game. There's nobody saying, "Oh, it was too late." I don't know how good they are because I'm not staying up in the AP poll or whatever. I mean, that doesn't matter once we get to the college football playoff ranking anyway, because those people are watching every game and they have it literally downloaded to an iPad if they don't watch the game, and they can watch the game in like no time. Every single play edited down for efficiency. But I do think that, to me, the weather part of it, you can say what you want. It's not balls ass cold over there in Happy
I
Valley.
didn't put balls and ass together, just so you know.
Okay, whatever.
I mean, they're close, but I mean, they're not that close.
All right.
So
anyway.
Just to put a smile on her face, play the audio there. DeAndre, play the audio. Why not? Remember, George? You remember these commercials?
Juan Valdez.
Here comes the story here in a second.
This is how you pick the richest coffee in Colombia. This is how you pick the richest coffee in America.
Yeah.
Look for the symbol of 100% Colombian coffee, handpicked by Juan Valdez.
See?
The
Handpicked.
richest coffee.
Hey, I may go have a cup of coffee.
Juan Valdez knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 5 o'clock already, but why not?
Yeah. All right, Cappy. Coming up next, we got 30 straight minutes. We got the 5 o'clock hour, brought to you by your friends at
Real Father's Rights.
Yeah, so we'll have that coming up in just a second.
And the Cap 10 is next.
The Cap 10. I also want to get into I have a few more thoughts on Lakers Media Day from yesterday, and just kind of the Lakers kind of moving forward here as we get ready. Camps are open for everybody, and we're good to go in that regard. So all that coming up. Stick around, 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL, realfathersrights.com/710, or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights, the Father's Rights Attorneys.
Enter for a chance to win the ultimate winery experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery. With airfare for two, a two-night hotel stay, and a winery tour. Enter at ESPNLA.com. Must be 21 and a California resident. Prize awarded as a gift card. Francis Ford Coppola Winery, Geyserville, Sonoma County, California. Enjoy responsibly.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California.
It's 5 p.m. in the Southland.
Turn it up, man.
Time to blow that 5 o'clock whistle with Sedano and Cappy.
That's right, it's the 5 o'clock hour on Sedano and Cap. And it's time for 30 minutes non-stop.
Sedano and Cap on 710 ESPN.
With fun and frivolity, tomfoolery and hijinks, and Cappy doing his thing. Thanks to our friends at Real Fathers Rights. Real Fathers Rights, the Father's Rights Attorney. Visit realfathersrights.com or call 951-482-7517. Let's do it, 5 o'clock in the Southland.
30 minutes of non-stop Sedano and Cap starts now.
You ready for this? And time for the Real Father's Rights 5 o'clock hour on 710 ESPN. Let's do it, Jack.
Ba-da-bop.
Yeah.
You're getting an extra one today.
Oh, really? Even though it's on the
Throwing
contract.
it in for the good graces. Why not? Beat it, boop, boop.
We begin now. We will go till 5:32 nonstop. Thanks to Real Fathers Rights. The Real Fathers Rights 5 p.m. hour is on. Hit the music, DeAndre, because it is that time. You wait for it each week. You crave it. You need it. You can feel it. You can taste it.
Look at this. Crypto Ray made a cartoon of me.
It is time for the Cappy Top
like an AI
10,
cartoon.
Jack.
Wow, seems like he's got a major man crush.
You know, that's like a.
But you know what? He's got the right wrinkles on my forehead, unlike you who claimed I had Botox.
There's an app for that, Cappy.
Yesterday, the way you made that facial gesture towards me so that I could see all the wrinkles in your forehead, as if to say to me, "Hey, Botox forehead doesn't have this kind of wrinkles."
Actually, it's called microtoxing, and it does. It's what
really?
Hollywood people do, so they don't. It's something that it's a trick they have, so they make you think that.
Are you
you're not.
microtoxing? Is that what you're doing?
I'm not microtoxing.
You are microtoxing.
No, I'm not.
You know who was microtoxic? Sunday in Vegas, your number 10 team, those Las Vegas Raiders.
Well, wait a second. Hold on a second here. You didn't let me give my setup.
Oh, set it up.
This is important.
It's your list.
Yeah, this is very important.
Not my list.
Let me tell you something right now, everybody. Before I unveil my top 10 list this week, there's important data that I must share with everybody, okay? This is critical.
Mm-hmm.
George, let me tell you something right now.
Yes.
Do you realize that in the NFL, going into week 5, there are 2 teams in the NFL that are unbeaten? Do you realize this?
Yes.
2 teams.
Yes. The Minnesota Vikings.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Kansas City Chiefs. There are 7 teams that are 3-1.
Yeah.
7.
Siete.
Okay?
So that means technically those 9 teams should be in your top 10.
Well, maybe. There are 13 teams that are 2-2, meaning that the vast majority, okay, is middle of the pack.
Is
or
500
worse.
or better.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay? There are 9 teams in the NFL that are 1-3.
Right. How many of them are winless?
1 team.
Right.
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
So think about that. And the reason I mention this,
It's probably where Bill Belichick will end up.
This is really important. I put together my top 10 list this week.
Right.
It's not easy because I don't think there are 10 really good teams right now.
Oh, wow.
See, that's why this is important. So
Okay.
now, at number 10, Christopher Arthur Morales, as you were.
The Las Vegas Raiders, Cappy.
The Raiders, what are you giving me a look for?
Come on.
What are you giving me a look for?
What are you, JT the Brick?
Let me tell you something right now, sucker. Okay? I am representing on this show the Raider Nation because you have become the Raider hater.
This is already a sham.
The Raiders.
It's a travesty.
What
It's a Travis-mockery.
Hey, it's his list.
It's my list. The Raiders when you get called out by your coach and you don't have your best offensive player on the field and you find a way, because you know what, George?
They made a business decision.
You got heart, okay?
And
you
soul.
You got a will to win, okay? And you got to understand one other important critical piece to all of this.
What?
I'm trying to explain to you that when I tell you 2 teams are unbeaten, 7 teams are 3-1, and 13 teams are 2-2, I can't find 10 good teams to put on a top 10
But
list.
you put the Raiders somehow?
It's taking us 3 minutes to get through one of these.
Oh, we got 30.
30 minutes commercial free.
I understand.
The Raiders are number 10 after their victory in Cleveland. And by the way, Omar Lopez, Big Al, JT the Brick, Raider Nation, I got y'all. Ready for number 9.
By the way, the Raiders are the first team to have multiple rush TDs by a wide receiver in a game this season. Did you know that?
Important data.
Who knew? At number 9, Cappy sneaking it in. It was a battle Saturday night.
There's a lot of calm and command from Milroe at the start of this game. He's got to have it right now. And they take a downfield shot. And the catch is made. It's Ryan Williams, still spinning free. Touchdown, Alabama. They answer in one play. 75 yards for the 17-year-old. Are you kidding us?
Chris Fowler on ABC. That's right, Alabama beat those Georgia Bulldogs. And Cap, he decided to put a college team in his top 10. Cappy?
Don't you guys understand what I'm trying to say to you?
Is that there aren't that many good NFL teams.
So you put the Alabama Crimson Tide?
I think Alabama right now might be better.
Oh, stop. Don't do this. Don't do that hackneyed sports radio thing.
I'm telling you right now.
They beat the Jaguars.
Alabama might beat Miami.
Miami?
They might beat the Giants.
The Dolphins, you mean.
They might beat Carolina.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I can't find 10 really good NFL teams. So I prefaced my entire list by explaining to you who's unbeaten, 2 teams, who's winless, 1 team, and the vast majority of the league is either 2-2 or 1-3. Alabama makes my top 10 this week at number 9.
Well, Kalen DeBoer, to me, is one of the best coaches in the sport. I know most people just caught on to him recently when he was at Washington, but I think the guy's only lost like 3 or 4 games in his entire coaching career. Granted, some of that is like NAIA and some of that is Division III and lower divisions FCS, but he hasn't lost very many games. Like, the guy's really good at what he does, and to keep a train like Alabama rolling is not an easy task.
Well, that's why Alabama has broken into my top 10 this week of NFL teams.
Very good, Cappy. At number 8, don't tell Cappy's boyfriend Tom Brady, but it's those Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
From the 15, Mayfield wants to throw. Right to the end zone, zips it in, a tight window for the touchdown to Trey Palmer for 15 yards, and another Buccaneers score. What a strike for Baker Mayfield. And this Eagles defense looks like it's in for a long day.
ESPN Radio on the call, Cappy.
Well, look, here's the thing about Tampa Bay. A week ago, we're like, what happened to Tampa Bay? How could they possibly be at home and lose to Denver with their rookie quarterback, and I mean get beat? Like legit. But then turn around and look, I'll grant you Philadelphia doesn't have their top playmakers at wide receiver, but they still have their defense, and Tampa Bay beat them down 33-16. Tampa Bay is ahead of Alabama. They're at number 8.
Baker Mayfield, by the way, only the 4th QB in NFL history to throw for 300-plus yards and 0 INTs against a team in the playoffs, and then do it again against the same team the following regular season.
The headband.
The other 3 quarterbacks, Josh Allen in 2021-22, Kirk Cousins in 15-16, and Aaron Rodgers in 10 and 11.
Now, I know what you're saying. How could a team that got absolutely demolished on Sunday Night Football end up in this list? Well, Cappy's going to tell us with his number 7 pick.
At number 7, I have the Buffalo Bills.
Ain't nobody got no skills or more skills than the Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills went into this past weekend's game. They were 3-0.
They got demolished.
They were true. They were 3-0,
but they're 3-1.
They got motorboated. There is no doubt about it. But here's the thing: Baltimore, who started the season 0-2, has made a resurrection, if you will. You'll hear their name, I predict, later on in this list.
Thank you.
And I'm just here to tell you that Buffalo is probably the 3rd best team in the AFC.
By the way, the Ravens' defense was fantastic. That night, Josh Allen, it was the first game without a pass TD or a rush TD since Week 9 of the 2021 season.
And he got beat up. His jersey was green on the front and the back.
Yeah.
At number 6, let's go Espanol.
Reset. Observa, lanza el pase y está siendo interceptado por Fred Warner, que se pone de pie. Y allí va Fred Warner, cruza la 30, cruza la 20, la 10, sigue corriendo Fred. ¡Touchdown! ¡Touchdown! 49ers, adiós a todo el mundo, les dijo Fred Warner después de esa intercepción y anotó para el equipo de los 49ers, que han aumentado su ventaja 12-0 sobre los Patriots.
That's excitement. NFL Mexico on the call. Your number 6 team, those stinking San Francisco 49ers, Cappy.
So look, the Niners are only 2-2. They're in that group of 13 teams that are 2-2. And obviously, the week before, losing against the Rams made everybody think to themselves, geez, man, San Francisco, not very good. But give credit to the Rams. They made a spectacular comeback. Unfortunately for the Rams, they weren't able to hold it this past weekend against Chicago because the Rams, frankly, are as beat up as they are, and they were very fortunate to beat San Francisco. Now, look, San Francisco beating New England, a team that has an offensive lineman playing left tackle who on Wednesday was an unemployed former practice roster player, beating up on a New England team, not all that impressive. But I will just say this. I still believe in the 49ers. I've got him in this week as my number 16.
Do you want a Niners defensive nugget, a Brock Purdy nugget, or a Jordan Mason nugget?
I say all three.
I love those nuggets.
You want all three?
I love those nuggets.
All right, Niners defense. 6 sacks, their most in a game this season, tied for the most over the last 2. Jordan Mason has the 3rd most rush yards by an undrafted player through a team's first 4 games of a season in NFL history. Only Arian Foster and Priest Holmes have more. Wow. And Brock Purdy dominated between the numbers as he went 10 of 13 for 241 yards on such throws. The 241 yards are the most such yards in a game in his career.
The fact that you have this amount of information off the top of your head,
exactly,
I must tell you, is certainly very impressive.
Yes.
At number 5, John Ireland's new favorite team.
Oh.
That's right.
Commanders.
The Washington Commanders, Cappy.
I got to tell you guys, listen.
They still playing at FedEx Field?
Yeah, they're trying to get a new stadium.
Yeah, that stadium is wrecked.
They have beaten teams that are not all that impressive. Let me tell you.
I think so.
I'd say it's probably got to be 30 years old, don't you think?
Right, but that's not that old.
No.
Remember the old RFK?
That's what I'm saying.
You get new ownership, they want a new stadium.
Yeah.
That's how the value of the franchise goes up. Look, they've beaten the New York Giants, not impressive. They beat Cincinnati, who's gotten off to this terrible start, and they beat Arizona. However, I will say this about the Washington Commanders. Mm-hmm. They have the most exciting young player in the NFL
They do.
through the first 4 weeks of the NFL season. So this kid is electric. And
boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
And I will just say this.
Doing the electric slide.
That all of a sudden, watching Washington Commander football is about to become must-see TV. That's a game and a team that I would be like, oh, I don't need to see that game. Now I got to see Washington play.
Because their offense is really good. And speaking of the Commanders' offense, they averaged 3.56 points per drive so far this season. That's the second highest in a team's first 4 games in a season since 2000, trailing only the 2020 Packers, who were quarterbacked by the eventual MVP, Aaron Rodgers.
How do you like that?
Mm-hmm.
How do you like that? Let's go to the number 4 and the machine from Sunday night.
Jackson stands 5 yards deep. He'll give it to Henry. Right side, big hole. Henry across the 20.
Oh, he's going.
30, leg race 40. The Kings in midfield and rolling 40. 30. He could. 20. 10. 5. He will go all the way. Touchdown Ravens. And this house is going wild.
Jerry Sandusky, WBAL, Cappy.
So look, here's the thing about Baltimore. They lost the first 2 games of the season. You know what happened? They lost to Kansas City on that play where the kid's toe is out of bounds.
Yeah.
Then they lost the following week against the Raiders.
Blew the lead to the Raiders.
Right. And then now what they've done in the last 2 weeks is they've made their comeback. They beat the Cowboys, and then this past weekend
they demolished Buffalo.
They crushed the Buffalo Bills. So I think right now Baltimore is the second best team in the AFC. They've got back-to-back wins. They got Cincinnati coming up this weekend. It looks like Baltimore is back. And by the way, John Harbaugh's dad, Jack Harbaugh,
was out there afterwards,
taking over the post-game
It's
press
your buddy.
conference, saying to all the reporters, who's got it better than us? And the reporters were like a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, we're only 2-2.
Yeah, like a lot of people, I think, have it better than us.
Cappy, the 2024 Ravens are the first team in the Super Bowl era since 1966 to have a running back with 400 rush yards and a quarterback with 300 rush yards through the first 4 games of a season.
We'll get that, Cappy. Time to crack the top 3. You and I watched it last night together, at the bar at the Palm, downtown L.A., when Jared Goff reached perfection.
So the Detroit Lions have so much firepower, and if you don't watch them, you are missing the show. You know, people used to call the Rams the greatest show on turf. The Detroit Lions, I mean, not only was Jared Goff incredible last night, 18 for 18, 292, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He did have to take that safety late in the game, and he did not throw that ball away because he knew he was perfect, and he didn't want to throw that ball away. But I'm telling you right now, they've got more receivers, and every time you watch them play, you go, wow, who's that guy? And damn, who's that guy? And where did he come from?
They got a good running back core, too, with David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs.
And the thing is that I'm watching the game last night because now I'm addicted to fantasy football. And I knew that my opponent had Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I had Jameer Gibbs, and I had Sam Laporta, and Gibbs had scored 2 touchdowns, and I thought I got a real chance. And then what happens? But, I mean, come on, man. Really? You're going to have Amon-Ra St. Brown throw a touchdown and then late in the game catch an amazing touchdown? Detroit's got more firepower on offense than anybody in the NFL. Detroit's in at number 3.
Interesting you say the greatest show on turf. Jared Goff averaged 16.2 yards per attempt in that game. Granted, there was a lot of long runs in that game as well. But among players with at least 15 passes, that's the highest yards per pass attempt by any player since Hall of Famer Kurt Warner with the Rams back in 2000, Week 4 against the Falcons.
That is what is known, ladies and gentlemen, as a layup.
There we go.
Because I knew all that off the top of my head.
I was also really good at searching it very quickly.
Gotcha. Good job by you.
Yeah.
Don't look now, but Cappy's going to have a new number 1 because look who's at number 2 this week.
4:01 to go in the game. Chiefs lead 17-10. 3rd and 11 Chargers at their own 45-yard line. Chargers with a 2-minute warning and 1 timeout to stop the clock. Chiefs are blitzing, selling out on Herbert. He steps up into the pocket. He cannot escape. He goes down at the 41-yard line. The Chiefs open the trapdoor, and stone cold Chris Jones, wiping out everybody in front of him, gets the sack on Herbert.
The great Mitch Holthus, 96.5 The Fan, and the Chiefs Radio Network, Cappy.
Let me explain to you guys.
Now, that's how you do play-by-play.
That's good play-by-play.
It is very good.
Somebody send that to JB Long.
What?
Go ahead,
now you got a problem?
JB's my guy. He knows I'm joking around.
No, I don't think he does.
He knows I'm joking around.
No, he's a sensitive guy. Listen to me.
Send that to John Ireland.
I am somebody who
Send that to Dave Denholm.
Oh, really? Wow. I'm usually the kind of guy that's like, hey, look, if you're the defending champions, until somebody knocks you off, you get the top spot.
Right.
But I got to tell you guys, Kansas City, they know how to win. And it's like Khalil Mack of the Chargers said this past Sunday. That's the difference between a team like the Chargers and a team like the Chiefs. The Chiefs can lose the turnover battle, they can lose the time of possession battle, and they can still find a way to win, whether it's impressive or it's not. Listen, Kansas City's 4-0, but beating a Charger team, granted on the road, that doesn't have their best pass rusher, their best defensive player is suspended, both starting tackles are out, and their quarterback's playing on one leg. Let me tell you something. Winning the game, fine. Impressive? I don't think so. Kansas City trending downward from 1 to 2 this week in my top 10.
Nonetheless, Patrick Mahomes gets in his 100th career start, now has 78 wins, Cappy, which is the most by a QB in their first 100 career starts since 1950, 2 ahead of your boyfriend, Tom Brady.
I do love Tom Brady.
There is a new...
And 1 by the... 2 ahead of Tom Brady and Roger Staubach, sorry.
I like Roger Staubach just fine myself.
Yeah.
There is a new number 1 atop the Cappy top 10.
Who is it, Cappy?
With the 1st and 10 for Jordan Love. High, intercepted, picked off on the play by Griffin. He gets a block from Harrison Smith. He takes it inside the 5.
Kevin Harlan, CBS. Cappy, who's your new number 1, sucker?
The new number 1 team in the NFL. They are 4-0, and through the first 4 weeks of the NFL season, they are the best team in the National Football League with wins against the Giants, the Niners, the Texans, and this past weekend, they toyed with the Green Bay Packers. And don't look at the final score and tell me that Green Bay made this spectacular comeback. That game was over. 31-29. They get one of their top playmakers back in Jordan Addison. Sam Darnold has shocked the football world. Kevin O'Connell has surprised everybody with how the Vikings have gotten off to this 4-0 start. The Vikings, everybody, are the number 1 team in the NFL this week in the Cappy's 10.
Cap 10.
Cap 10.
That too.
Yeah.
That one also.
By the way, Sam Darnold, the third quarterback since the 1970 merger to outright lead the league in pass touchdowns in his first season with the new team through Week 4. The other two, Brett Favre, in 2008, and John Hadle, or maybe it's Hadle.
It is Hadle.
Either way.
Is it? You sure?
Who knows?
Oh, I'm just asking. I don't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
1973 with the Rams.
Of course I know.
Do you? Did you golf with him too?
I did not golf with John Hadle, but I mean he is a historic NFL quarterbacking name. How about that?
Okay.
So there's my top 10. Raiders at 10, Alabama, Crimson Tide that is, at 9, Tampa Bay, Buffalo, San Francisco, Washington, Baltimore, Detroit, Kansas City, and a newly minted number 1, the Minnesota Vikings.
Do we have that bonus highlight?
Yeah, we have a bonus highlight.
Hit it.
Tucker in motion. Minshew gives to White, running right, hitting the backfield. Ball is out, picked up by the Browns, picked up and running down the sideline. Rodney McLeod, touchdown!
Siciliano on KNR ESPN Cleveland.
I didn't realize that was it.
Oh boy,
Hey, Siciliano. Hey, Andrew.
Oh, boy.
Hey, don't be messing with JB Long's
That's
act,
what
brother.
I said. I texted Chris. I was like, "Do you think he'll get mad if I play this?"
What, dude?
He does sound just like him.
He does. They
He
sound
does
a lot
sound
alike.
just like him.
Touchdown!
Please just hold that for us, just for any time.
Touchdown!
We need it.
Wow.
Really? That's it? That's the reaction?
I loved it.
I loved it. They're scared.
I'm not scared. I loved it.
What are you worried about, Siciliano?
I love Andrew.
He's got big biceps for his size.
Okay.
He's
He's
pretty yoked.
ripped. Yeah.
he'll get you, Cappy.
Well, what has he got me for? I loved it. I thought it was great.
I love Andrew, and I've known Andrew for not nearly as long as you guys, but I
He'll
worked
take
with
you
him
down.
What is he
back in
taking me down
Cleveland.
for?
But he's so excited because he's a fan calling the game. You know, he really does genuinely get that excited. I love it.
Touchdown!
That's awesome. Love it.
He'll put you in the sharpshooter.
Why?
Touchdown!
Why me? I love it. All right, there you go. There's Cap's top 10. Pretty good. Pretty
Well, I mean,
good.
you put a college team in it.
Yeah, but that's because I can't find 10 really good teams. I mean, if I took out Alabama, you want me to put in Pittsburgh, Houston, Seattle? I mean, those are the other 3-1 teams, and I'm not buying those guys.
You're not buying.
I'm buying
You're
Bama.
selling.
I'm buying Bama.
Okay.
Is what I'm buying.
Well, beautiful.
There you go. All right, Georgie. Back to you, sir.
Touchdown!
It's so good. It's so good.
Honestly, we should use that as a drop for any time we talk like football.
It's this one. Let's just go.
Touchdown!
Or I'll tell you something else where you could use it. Let's say somebody has a really good rant and we want to rack that fool. You know what I mean? Not only can you rack him, he could score.
Touchdown!
Right. It's pretty good. Way to go, Andrew.
Andrew, we love you.
Andarouche.
We could because we care, Andrew.
Touchdown!
The only thing it's missing, if I could be like just like a little bit,
Oh, God.
it would be like this. Watch, listen. We go like this. Touchdown, Cleveland!
What, did they say Cleveland or Browns?
Oh, I cut it off because the color commentator cut kind of like
The
picked
rest
it up
of his
after
call
that.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he cut off his.
By the way-
the rest of his.
Color commentators.
Yeah. Don't say it.
Don't step on the guy's
No,
call.
step on
This
him.
is why you see.
Step on
This
him.
is why you saw when Kevin Harlan. Remember when they were doing the NCAA tournament? There's that video of him like literally holding back Stan Van Gundy and whoever Jim Spanarkel or whoever else
Jim Spanarkel.
was there with him. Like you gotta do that. You gotta let finish the call. Don't do what Tony Romo did to Jim Nance.
Okay, I disagree. Now, here's the thing. Your perspective is that of a play-by-play man. And a play-by-play man
That's supposed to be the historical moment, like the documentation of the game.
And I understand where you're coming from. I do indeed. That the play-by-play man is like, hey, look, this is going to live forever, so don't step on it. But I'll tell you right now, Lindsay, if you were to go back and you were to find, like, for example, the Cincinnati Bengals, they got their first win this past weekend.
Oh, their play-by-play guy is a hoot.
Their play-by-play guy is great, but it's their color.
Their analyst just like steps all over
him, right?
Because let's just say the guys are.
But you know what? Wolfie doesn't step on Dave Pash on the Cardinals broadcast.
Yeah, Wolfie doesn't.
Okay. Well, I will just tell you this:
he's great.
When the color commentator's going, yeah, go, yeah, go.
Hey, Cap.
I love it.
I hate that.
That's all
You know who does that?
Zolak.
I know why you love it.
Because Zolak does it.
Brady does it.
Oh, yeah,
really?
he does.
Oh, I didn't know.
Brady absolutely does that thing. Goes, ooh, huh? Whoa. He does that all the time.
You do you, Tommy, baby.
That's why you like it.
You know why you don't like Brady? I figured you out.
Why is that?
I have figured it out.
Figure it out?
You ready?
Tell me, man.
I wish Tom Brady was doing Monday Night Football at ESPN. I believe you would have a completely different opinion.
No.
I believe, yes, you're a company man.
As
you're
a matter
company
of fact,
man.
you could tell. I will tell you this. If he was working at ESPN, I'd have less to say about him. How about that? But I wouldn't be complimentary necessarily of his work at the moment.
You'd have less to say.
Right?
I'm not. Hey, if he worked at Fox, I'd rip his ass. But
I don't rip his ass.
But if he works at ESPN, I just don't have anything to say.
For the record, I have said he's going to be good. But let's not act like he's revolutionizing broadcasting.
He's not even close to revolutionizing.
For a guy who's getting paid like he's revolutionizing broadcasting.
No, he's not. He is absolutely not revolutionizing anything.
Who is, though?
Touchdown!
That's revolutionizing broadcasting right there.
That's what that is.
Yeah. And I think those guys at Fox will turn him into a great broadcaster because the people there, behind the scenes, at the top of the food chain that are involved in that stuff are A+, top of the top when it comes to that stuff, okay? So they will mold him into what will make him great. I have no doubts about that. My thing is, there is all this pomp and circumstance with him, and I just feel like, hey, man, it's not as easy as everyone thinks.
Hey, man. When you're making $35 million a year, man, it's like you got to be great, babe.
Right out of the chute.
Should we get JB and Siciliano together and do a call-off?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. And Cap, to do Cap's impression.
They do a call-off.
I mean,
they do a call-off.
Cap, what do you think?
I personally think it would be brilliant.
Touchdown!
I think it would be amazing.
Closing my eyes, I feel like it kind of does sound like JB, but like a different tone,
Well, I for one, love it.
Cap, do it.
I can't get enough.
Cap, do it.
Which one?
Touchdown!
I didn't know what this was.
JB.
Granted, LA did a Photoshop picture of you, AI of you with long hair.
Let me take a look at that. Oh, my God, I'm so hot. By the way, I'm looking for a cool jacket like that right now.
Are you really?
Yeah, I want a cool jacket like that.
Do JB.
Touchdown, Los Angeles!
You're such a jerk face.
Why?
Touchdown!
You're right. I screwed the whole thing up. Touchdown, LA! By the way, JB's awesome. That when you have calls that people hear that they then repeat, that's when you know you're awesome. I mean,
People love Andrew in Cleveland.
I love Andrew.
I love him. I think he's great. I love his energy.
I'm a Siciliano fan.
He's got a new podcast.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Him and Sammy Batash.
Yeah.
I've actually watched a little bit of it. I talked to Sammy. I said, hey, man, I'm watching your podcast, babe. Yeah.
Was today's last hour so far so good?
No, it sucks.
This one's okay.
This show sucks.
Touchdown!
It was better than 3 hours with Pepe yesterday.
Oh, for the
Come on, man.
Google Gaga.
Google Gaga you, yes. In stereo.
We both played it at the same time.
I know.
I think Chris is going to choke Pepe. Because he's been asking me to do it, and I'm not going to do it. Because I have respect for the man.
I just don't like that he's got this arrogance now.
What arrogance?
That he shows up and says to you guys, hey, I'm here, give
He
me a
asked me.
headset.
He asked me.
Here, I'm here, give me a...
He
and
asked
then
me
gave me
immediately.
crap
Get out.
2 weeks ago.
He came to
hey,
me.
I show up for these things, you don't put me on enough. What? You shouldn't be allowed to own a radio in Spanish or English, Pepe.
Wow, he's not allowed to even own a radio?
No.
What about
What we
a
do?
phone with an app? Can he have a phone
Maybe.
with an app that has
Yeah, but
radio?
he's got one of those phones that they advertise like during the Columbo episodes I watch with the big buttons.
No, he doesn't. The jitterbug. No, he doesn't.
Does he really?
No
hey, Pepe,
way.
can you get Lakers scores on there on your jitterbug? You scumbag. You scumbag.
Wow. Let me ask you a question, George. Hypothetical. You ready?
Yeah.
Hypothetical. It's a 3-round, 1 minute per round boxing match.
Yeah.
It's Pepe
Right.
who comes into the ring in that Lakers outfit that he was wearing yesterday.
Yeah,
and then he
the
tears
warm-up.
it off.
Right.
He tears it off, right? right. And he's ready there to kick some ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you got Morales, who just took himself. What was the product you just took?
Well, it's not
Hydroxycut.
No,
Dude,
it was this mix that somebody gave me.
I mean, dude, his heart's going to jump out of his chest in like 30 seconds.
No question about it.
So Pepe,
The rabbit's
going to
he's gonna be running around with the rabbit later.
Pepe
No, I'm not
Gonna be
seeing
running around like
I'm not seeing the rabbit tonight.
Pepe versus Morales
Good for
in
the
a
rabbit.
3-round, 1 minute per round boxing match.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I'd slow roll it. I'd let him feel like he's winning for the first 2 rounds. Like let him get a few punches in.
Unfortunately, I'd take Morales.
And then in the third round, I would just engulf him.
No.
I would engulf him.
I take Pepe.
It would be like Drago to Rocky to Apollo Creed.
No, I take Pepe because I think what happens is Morales like jumps around for the first 2 rounds. And he's like, okay, I'm.
You
just
might
gonna,
get too tired. You
right?
say?
And he's gonna like
You're gonna
bob and
tire
weave a little
yourself
bit,
out?
right? And then in the third round, Pepe's like he hasn't thrown a punch, but now he's too tired.
Yeah.
His heart's gonna jump out of his chest at any minute, and then Pepe just lands that killer blow.
No,
you know what I mean? Just knocks him out, hits him right in the beard, and down he goes.
What's he gonna hit me with? A cane?
No, he's not gonna hit you with a cane. He's gonna hit
he
you with that
doesn't need
uppercut.
the cane anymore. He's got a new knee.
He's gonna hit you with that uppercut, Jack.
Hey, I'd like it. I'd bring it.
Google Gaga.
If the Grand Olympic Auditorium was still around, we could pack that place.
You versus Pepe. Hey, why don't we do it at Commerce Casino? We'll do it in the event center in the back.
Just Pepe and I.
It's a big room. They have boxing there. We'll have Beto do the play-by-play.
Right, Beto's there. Beto's 1099 can also show up.
That's right.
To help.
In some way.
Yeah.
You know?
Because Beto's 1099 needs to work.
How great would it be
to make sure Beto works?
How great would it be if we have to say goodbye to Pepe after that moment?
Oh, for the
You're
love.
terrible.
All right, no. See, now
Like it's a fight to the death.
No, it's a loser.
What
leave
if we
town
go?
match.
What if we go cage match with Pepe?
It's a loser leave town match.
Yeah.
If Pepe wins, he goes on the radio anytime, anywhere, like Chris does.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if Chris wins, Pepe's off the radio.
Yeah.
You know the difference? I get paid. I get paid to go on the radio. I get paid to do all this.
You do?
And I don't know I don't know if that makes Pepe. We should have. That's why we gave him an award at the Mandy's. The guy shows up, doesn't get paid.
Whoopie-doo.
All right, coming up next. Big
And
deal.
you put him on for 3 hours.
I know. I want
He
another one of
barely
those tacos
spoke.
that you got from earlier today. I'm hungry now.
By the way, they actually just sent me a nice message that whenever we want to go, to let him know.
I want to go now.
Cappy's not going to drive through Paramount unless he's in a armored car. So
you stop.
Cappy, he's afraid of going down the street.
Dude, I'm packing.
By the way,
Okay.
I feel more energy since I've sipped this.
I can
I'm
tell.
sure you
I
can
tell.
do.
You need to start
You
drinking
seem
that
a lot
stuff.
more alive.
And I've
That's
only
for-
had like 3 sips.
Yeah.
Imagine if I drink that
Prime?
whole thing.
Are you drinking the Prime?
No, this is this Hydroxycut with electrolytes packet that somebody gave me.
Oh, because we got
Somebody
a
in
bunch of Prime.
leadership.
We have
Somebody
a
in
lot of
leadership.
Lakers Prime in the fridge.
Yeah, there is Lakers
Somebody in
Prime.
leadership's trying to knock you off.
Maybe that.
All right, well, there's 30 minutes of commercial free.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Did you vote for it? Play that NFL. You got that NFL Mexico call? The Niners one?
Sure do.
Play that one. Hey, Pepe, listen to this.
Reset. Observa, lanza el pase, lo está haciendo, interceptado por Fred Warner que se pone de pie. Y allí va Fred Warner, cruza la 30, cruza la 20, la 10, sigue corriendo Fred. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers, adiós a todo mundo les dijo Fred Warner después de esa intercepción y anotó para el equipo de los 49ers que han aumentado su ventaja 12-0 sobre los Patriots.
Pepe, Lakers season starts Friday. Take notes, homeboy. Try to find that passion and energy
I thought
this
that
season.
was Pepe. I thought that was
No,
Pepe
it's
on
not.
the call. He did 2 NFL
Pepe
games.
30 years ago.
Two NFL games.
He did
the
2
other day.
NFL games back-to-back by himself on Sunday.
Yeah.
How do you think those sounded?
They sounded like that.
Yeah.
We should pull some of his calls.
You know
We
what
should.
he told me? You know what
We
he told
should.
me yesterday? He goes, "Do you know why I did that?" I said, "No, why?"
He goes,
"Because I."
the Pepe facial expression with you.
He goes,
You make him feel like he's Scarface. I mean,
he
like,
goes, "Do you know why I did back-to-back NFL games?"
doesn't
Cappy?"
sound like that at all,
Right.
actually.
He's not cute.
No, he said to me, he goes, "Because I'm Mexican." I said, "What does that mean?" He goes, "Because I don't need a hammer." I said, "What does that mean?" Like, he just went into this whole diatribe about how he can work back-to-back
he said,
NFL
he
games by
basically
himself.
said he's not a spoon-fed silver spoon sucker like you.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
Imagine Pepe on game 2. It's like Siciliano with that call.
Yeah.
Touchdown!
All right. Big deal or no deal is next.
Who
First,
else will we insult next segment? Tune in and find out.
let me ask you this. If you're injured in an auto accident, Who do you hire? Some friend's relative who helped your uncle with his will and trust last year? Of course not. You get into an accident, you call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. You got to hire an expert, and Jacob is that. So if you're injured in an auto accident of any kind, call Jacob and Ronnie at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. For more than 25 years, Jacob has handled all types of accidents. Car, truck, motorcycle, rideshare, scooter, you name it, he's handled them all. Jacob's got it taken care of. And Jacob and his team won't settle for any lowball offer from the insurance company. Plus, Jacob will never make you pay a penny out of pocket. So your car gets fixed and your medical specialist gets seen to help you get on the road to recovery as soon as possible. Guys, a lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. You call Jacob, he'll win for you. So call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB. Or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Hey guys, it's Cappy, and if you want to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. Let me say it again. It's real simple. If you're ready to sell, call Seller's Advantage. Everybody has different reasons for selling. Some people want to downsize and they're ready to move. Some have inherited property, and you know what? They don't want to have that property. They want to get rid of it. Or maybe you're just ready for a change in your life. Whatever your reason is for selling, Seller's Advantage has a custom solution for your needs. They'll make you a competitive cash offer with no repairs needed, and they can close in days. Seller's Advantage is the fastest and the most stress-free way to sell your home. No complicated closing process or contracts falling through. Seller's Advantage has been making sellers happy for decades, and they've got all the reviews to prove it. So call them today and get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, or sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Gear up and get out to Kelsey's at Pachanga, the top spot in the Temecula Valley to watch all the Monday Night Football action. Dozens of TVs means all your favorite games, plus a M&F food menu fit for the greatest fans. Sliders, loaded tater tots, pulled pork pizza, and a lot more. Plus, you'll find beers on tap and incredible craft cocktails at Kelsey's. Visit Pachanga.com and follow at Pachanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pachanga.
This is the Rams Report. Here's Travis Rogers.
After the first 4 weeks of the season, the Rams find themselves in a very serious hole after a 24-18 loss to the Chicago Bears drops their record to 1-3. The Rams dominated in just about every statistical category that there is, getting more first downs than the Bears, getting better on third down than the Bears, more total yards, more offensive plays, and more yardage per play. But the categories that matter the most, turnovers, 2 for the Rams, none for the Chicago Bears, and of course, on the scoreboard at 24-18. Kyron Williams, a good day on the ground, 19 carries, 94 yards. He did get into the end zone for a 7th consecutive game, averaging nearly 5 yards per play. Ronnie Rivers doing a good job on the ground as well. 6 carries, 26 yards, just a little over 4 yards per carry. The Rams dropped to 1-3. Up next, the Green Bay Packers at SoFi Stadium. With Tuesday's Rams Report, I'm Travis Rogers.
That's today's Rams Report on your home of Rams football. 710 ESPN.
Join Mason and Ireland tomorrow, October 2nd, from noon to 3 at the Ralphs on Hawthorne Boulevard in Redondo Beach. Come see Laker legend James Worthy for a meet and greet and enter ESPN LA's Ultimate Winery Sweepstakes for a wine country experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Like it. 539.
Working on mysteries without
Got those night moves, Jack. It's a live Imaging Tuesday with Sedano and Kap.
Working on our night moves. Yeah. Trying to make some
I'll say this is on the list. Just random, you're playing this? That's a good call, D. Look at D. D said...
He's like, what about night moves?
Earlier when D was in there when Lindsay and I were arguing about something, he said, you know what?
Arguing?
He said, I'm going to take this over. I'm going to
Really?
give you some night moves.
Man,
Bob
arguing.
Seger, the Silver Bullet Band.
Is that what you guys were doing?
In just a few minutes, we've got your Real Deal final segment of the show where Cappy does Dealer's Choice, brought to you by Seller's Advantage. And we've got a special guest, Damon Lyons, right?
Yeah, Damon Lyons is the CEO of Seller's Advantage. I just walked back to say hello to him because he's hanging out in the conference room.
Yeah.
He'll come walking in. He'll hang out. And actually, I'll tell you something right now. If you are into selling your home or perhaps you're even into buying a new house,
Do it as the Gruden voice. I'll tell you right now.
I tell you what, man, you're looking to buy a new house. I'll tell you something, man. Them interest rates are coming down, man. Damon Lyons comes in here. He's going to help you find something, man.
We need Gruden back in football.
Yeah.
He's got that long haircut right now. Looks like he's been taking a few years off.
Oh yeah, we got to get him on our show.
On the other side of the glass.
The mic was off.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on. What are you, in Tulsa?
Why was your mic off?
Come on.
I don't know.
man.
I turned it on.
Well, no, I
It
mean,
must have been turned off by
What's
accident.
Mario doing here? Is LAFC?
Shout out to Mario Ruiz.
They don't play till tomorrow, though.
Mañana.
Usually we don't see Mario unless
Last
LAFC's
4
playing.
games of the regular season.
What's goody from BMO?
I did the Mario voice in a Kings promo the other day.
No
I'm
way.
like, coming up, it's LA. Oh, wait, that's my LAFC voice. Oh, it's okay. LA Kings hockey.
All right, big deal or no deal? We got like 3 minutes. Go.
All right, so there's this big controversy going on with crumble cookies. Are you guys familiar with?
I am. I feel like they're a little too doughy for me.
They're very overrated. Fudge
Very
and I had this
overrated.
conversation recently, but apparently people overseas do not think so. And recently, a group of TikTokers documented themselves buying out like an entire store of crumble cookies and then taking them back overseas and then selling them for like a huge markup.
Okay.
And so people are like really upset about this because they're like, oh my God, I can't believe that you would do that. They never claimed, however, to be an official crumble store because they're not. And like I said, like they're illegally importing, I guess. Maybe it's illegal. Like,
How are they bringing all these cookies back then?
I don't know, but they bought out an entire store of them.
Okay.
To bring back and sell. And then they sold
What
them.
country?
I'll double check.
Wait,
but
so where are these crumble cookies? I'm not familiar with crumble
It's a
cookies.
company
From
here
here in LA.
in the U.S.,
Yeah.
and they pop up everywhere. They're in every neighborhood now, pretty much.
Never
It was
heard
like,
of them.
remember when Cold Stone was like the big rage?
Yeah.
Oh, I hated Cold
It's
Stone.
very
really-
similar, except it's cookies.
No, I like
and
Cold
honestly,
Stone.
but they're big cookies, and they're kind of just, they're too much, they're like their chocolate chip doesn't have enough chocolate in it.
Oh, really?
It's
You
just
don't
a
want
bunch
it too
of dough.
doughy. Yeah, you don't
but
want
I
it too
thought-
doughy.
But I thought they make chocolate chip cookies with milk chocolate chip, and that's for kids.
So
But it's too doughy on top of that.
Oh,
this was in Sydney, Australia.
they
And
brought
they're
them
selling.
to Sydney?
Yeah,
Listen,
wow, that's a long ass
You
trip.
want to
Right.
know how much they're selling each cookie for?
Like $12.
$17.50.
Okay, maybe.
And people are buying them all out. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
That's crazy. So anyway, I feel like that's a big deal. Very big deal to me.
Big deal.
But can you guys think of any food that like you would have to import?
Oh my God! Well,
overseas?
let me tell you this. Speaking of expensive food, before I went to Commerce yesterday, I was starving. I hadn't eaten anything.
Starving kid.
So I stopped at Popeyes. Okay, and I figured, I'll just get like something simple, like some chicken tenders or something like that. Take a guess at how much 3 chicken tenders cost
With
me at
fries
Popeyes.
or without fries?
No, I specifically said no combo, just the chicken tenders.
$20.
$11.86
$14 and change for
for
3
3
chicken
tenders?
tenders.
How much would it have been if you got fries and a drink?
It probably would have been no different. I'm
21 bucks.
guessing, maybe a little more, but
And that's at Popeyes?
yeah.
That's insane.
Were the
By
tenders
Commerce.
good?
Yeah,
Were the
I
tenders
couldn't-
good?
I mean, they were pretty good.
Okay, well, see.
But it was like insane how expensive. I should have gone to Raising Cane's then if that was the case.
So you got the tenders at Popeyes.
Yeah.
Then you got to Commerce and started going down on that freaking.
I hadn't eaten anything all day.
Okay, and then you
That was my first meal.
You got down and dirty.
I have
on-
2,000 calories to work with.
on that club sandwich that they got there.
Yeah, well, but
okay?
I take out some of the bread.
All right, and then you hit like a protein bar after that. As
I did. I was
recall.
hungry.
I mean, sorry, I don't mean.
And
to be
then a
like-
slice of cake.
Yeah, well, actually 2.
Well, a little slither.
I mean, I do remember you going back.
Second
for seconds.
slither, small slither.
I mean, I don't mean to be counting every calorie
But
for
look,
you, kid, but I
feel-
mean,
I'm doing all right.
I'm watching you.
I mean, I understand, but not all of us, have the metabolism you have.
We got to go here in a second, but I do want to
do?
say that yesterday, you not realizing that red velvet was really just cake that was dyed was hilarious.
Nobody else
I
did.
didn't
Lindsay
know
didn't
it was
either.
Nobody else
chocolate,
did.
neither did Pepe.
And you know who
DeAndre,
else
did you know?
Pepe didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't.
Of course
no,
he
you
knew.
did not.
Yes, he did.
Man, you ain't know nothing about no red velvet.
Well, what would Pepe know? Like Pepe would know.
De cake.
All right, we got the real deal. Final segment of the show brought to you by Sellers Advantage and a special guest coming up next right here on Sedano and Cappy.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
Over 20 years ago, the first batch of Tito's handmade vodka was distilled in the heart of Austin, Texas. Since then, its roots have stayed put, and its vodka continues to be made on the same land where Tito built his dream. A distillery called Mockingbird that houses a simple vodka with a spirit the size of Texas and as good as the day it was born. Learn more about the Tito's story at Tito'sVodka.com. That's Tito'sVodka.com, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Be sure to listen to Rams Super Bowl champion DeMarco Farr every Monday in the 9 a.m. hour on his new show, The Travis and DeMarco Show. He's going to give you his best of from the whole football weekend. And you know, when DeMarco serves up a best of, you know it means something. Don't miss it. They've got their best of the weekend, plus your chance to win a Fantasy Springs weekend getaway prize pack with your best of. That's Mondays in the 9 a.m. hour on the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. Made possible by Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. Escape the everyday at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, just minutes from Palm Springs.
Country's hottest rising star, Riley Green.
There was this girl
Live.
drink in her hand, shoot me a lead.
Friday, October 18th, Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. Riley Green, live in concert. On sale now at FantasySpringsResort.com or call 760-342-5000. Riley Green, live.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Join Mason and Ireland tomorrow, October 2nd, from noon to 3 at the Ralphs on Hawthorne Boulevard in Redondo Beach. Come see Laker legend James Worthy for a meet and greet and enter ESPN LA's Ultimate Winery Sweepstakes for a wine country experience at Francis Ford Coppola Winery.
5:49 in the Southland on a live imaging Tuesday. Sedano and Kap, time for the real deal. Final segment of the show. That's where Cappy does a dealer's choice. We also got a special guest in a moment. Brought to you by Sellers Advantage. Want to sell your house? Before you call an agent, call Sellers Advantage. They'll buy it, as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy, Cappy. Just call 888-390-as-is for a no-obligation offer. Ooh, that was tight. That was tight.
That was very close.
You just barely got that in.
Or you can visit sellersadvantage.com. DRE number 01961658. That was tight.
That was really close. That was
It
really,
was
really
close.
I was worried for a millisecond.
I thought so.
I didn't
but
think you were
remember,
getting it.
I sipped the canteen earlier.
Oh,
and we know what's in there today.
Right. All right. Well, here's Damon Lyons. Damon is the CEO of Sellers Advantage, and you thought he nailed it.
He said I nailed the
I
post.
think you nailed it. Yeah.
He did nail it, but it was close.
tight.
It was very close.
Did you think he was about to start talking over the lyrics?
No,
I wouldn't do that, Damon.
I didn't think that for a second.
Especially
He's a
not with you in
professional.
studio. Exactly.
Right.
Did you just say professional?
We can talk offline, but yeah, I said it.
Okay. All right. We all debate about that.
Yeah,
you know?
trust us. We did it all the
We're
time.
not so sure.
Yeah.
So, Damon, first of all, great to have you in studio. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And this is our first time having you on the show, but Sellers Advantage has become a great partner here at 710. And I would love it if we could just, I know this is going to sound weird. I love real estate. Like, I'm into real estate.
Do you watch all the shows?
It's not that I watch the shows, and I was telling this to Damon
Because
earlier.
we watch HGTV all the time.
You do?
Yeah.
So my business partner Doug had a show called Property Wars.
Oh, yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Doug was on that for 3 seasons before it got canceled. It wasn't that great of a show. But,
I mean, it was still 3 seasons in TV is pretty long now.
Cappy had a show about horses once. It got canceled after 1 season.
No, 2 seasons.
Oh, 2 seasons.
2 seasons. 2 seasons.
That was Stable Wars.
Yes, Stable Wars.
Oh, good one.
You like that idea?
Oh, sounds amazing.
Well, I stole.
I like this guy already.
I stole the name from Storage Wars.
Yeah.
Because have you ever
No,
seen
you
that?
don't say.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't know that.
Never heard of Storage Wars, but
you
Stable
never-
Wars
you-
resonates.
You've
Yeah.
never heard of Storage Wars?
Of course I have.
Okay, because I love that show. And one night, if I'm being honest, one night I was at the Super Bowl in Indianapolis. I was at Don Shula's Steakhouse, and this is before edible cannabis was like regulated. So I ate a little too much of this cookie, and I'm sitting there at this table freaking out, And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting there, and I'm like telling everybody about this show concept that I have, and one of the guys at the tables goes, "Stable Wars," and I went, "Yes, that's the name of the show." 2 seasons later. Yeah, that's all I got was 2 seasons out of the whole thing.
Just a flash of brilliance.
But I was wasted on that cookie, man.
It's 45 seconds of your life you're never getting back,
No,
Damon, that
I know.
story.
Yeah, it
That was
is.
good. I hope
Sure.
you enjoyed it.
Damon, I will tell you, I'm super into real estate. I was telling Damon guys that Rachel and I, we go on these super long walks on the weekend, and we go from like open house to open house to open house. And I'm wondering what you think as interest rates are starting to come down. Is it a more opportune time for people to start thinking about buying?
Yeah, I mean, I just read a report yesterday, and it's talking about interest rates coming down. We've all heard the Fed rate got cut, right? Which isn't a direct correspondence to interest rates, but it's indirectly related. So interest rates have been in the 7s for the last year plus. Now we're in the low 6s. And they said a year ago compared to today, if you bought $1 million house and put 20% down, your payment's $750 less today than it would have been a year ago. So, yeah, you can get more for your money.
Yeah. And listen, I figure that people are probably contemplating like refinancing as the rates are coming down. I mean, it's not exactly what you guys do necessarily, but I mean, when you think about now, can I buy? Should I buy? And maybe even people are thinking about, should I sell, because rates are coming down and more people are probably going to want to buy.
Yeah, we've had a lot of those discussions where people have been frozen in place because they're married to this interest rate, right? It's like, I want to move, but I don't want to leave this payment. As rates come down, yeah, there's a lot more people, and that's the trend that we're seeing. Inventory's been rising, meaning listed houses, and demand has been falling for the last 6 months, meaning more houses are getting listed and less houses are getting bought. Well, right now, unseasonably, we're having a little bit of a jump in demand because interest rates have come down.
Would you just tell everybody, because I've been telling everybody, John Ireland earlier in the day, he's telling everybody what Sellers Advantage does, but explain why Sellers Advantage has been so successful with helping people sell because you guys do it right away, buy with cash offers, and do it as is. So that means people don't have to waste their time and money to invest in a house that they're just about to sell.
Yeah, we've really just simplified the process. I mean, we talked about those HGTV shows, right? Everybody shows this perfect product and this beautiful, stunning house that's ready for the market. Well, guess what? In reality, not all of us can put that much money into the house. And a lot of times there's a house that was built in the 50s, 60s, 70s that is pretty original. And at this point in its life, it needs some updating. So what we've done is we've simplified the process, especially to houses like that, where we can come in and pay the fair market value for the house, the condition the house is in today. We come in, we put the money in, and then we turn around and sell it, and that's how we make our money.
Yeah, it's great for the seller. It really is, because, man, getting ready to sell a house, putting in new carpet, painting the walls, staging the place.
Well, and here's the other part of it. Your taste may not be someone else's taste, too. So if you do tend to update it, if you don't update it in a somewhat neutral fashion, which is also objective or subjective, rather, you could end up spending money for no reason and putting a house on a market that people may not like for one reason or another after you spend money on it.
Yeah, unfortunately, we see that too. People come in and they're like, or they invite us into their house and we've done these upgrades and we walk in and we're like, we don't say it. And it's like, oh man.
Yeah.
They whiffed.
Yeah, they made it more difficult, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of whiffing, George, I'm watching as we're all chatting the Padres.
Yeah,
and
Fernando
the Braves,
Tatis hit a two-run home run.
Two-run home run, and the Padres have a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. So I'm kind of keeping my eye on what's going on down in San Diego tonight.
Yeah, I saw it over your head actually just a few moments ago.
I don't have it on over your head.
Oh.
I've got it on some lame
I could put it
WNBA
on.
game that I have no interest in.
Damon, you're a Diamondbacks fan, right?
Yeah, sort of.
That's okay. You can admit that.
Yeah.
Disappointed.
It's hard to say out loud,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's fine. And you're an Arizona Cardinals fan?
yeah, Cardinals fan.
I
for
liked
sure.
how they whipped the Rams a few weeks ago. That was nice.
Yeah.
Demolished them. Just insulted them right down there on the field.
Really?
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, you liked it?
Oh, it was beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not a Rams fan.
No.
Okay.
I like mayhem.
He's like the guy in those State Farm commercials or Allstate or whatever. You know, the
Right.
guy that creates mayhem. That's him.
Like what? Here would be a dream scenario. Cappy's Padres go on to the next round, sweep the Dodgers, and then I get to break that Dave Roberts bobblehead just like I did last season because he's a gutless bum.
He doesn't like
He's
Dave
rooting
Roberts.
for the Dodgers to be kicked out of the playoffs early so that he can get to Dave Roberts being fired. He wants Dave Roberts to be fired.
Desperately.
Yeah.
But are you a Dodgers fan?
I was born and raised a Dodgers fan,
Okay.
but Dave Roberts and his bad managing in the playoffs has ruined that for me, Damon. To be honest with you.
Hey, the Dodgers have paid enough. They should win every year.
Exactly right. See, that's a good man.
Yeah, really. He comes in with, that
Hot take.
Well, it's that
Yeah.
Arizona Diamondback opinion. You know what
He's
I mean?
throwing heat.
Right.
Well, he said he wasn't even really a Diamondbacks fan.
No, Jerry Colangelo, he was with the Suns for a while,
Yeah.
and then he started up the D-backs. So I was like a Colangelo fan,
Right.
I guess, for the Valley.
But back then, there are a lot of Cubs fans actually in
A ton.
Arizona because
I grew
they
up a
have their
Cubs
spring
fan.
training right
Yep.
there for so
every
long.
year. My
Yeah.
dad would take me to games.
Yeah, there was a lot of Cubs fans.
Well, Damon, it is great to see you, man. Really appreciate you coming in. Appreciate your partnership with Sellers Advantage. And I hope that we get a lot of people who are interested in selling their home hearing what we're saying about Sellers Advantage and going, you know what? They'll make a competitive cash offer. They'll give me $10,000 to do moving costs. You know what? I'm ready to make a move right now. I'd rather just do this than have to spend all this time, money, and energy in doing it all myself. I'm screwed. I'm selling it to Damon.
Well, and that's what we tell people. Like, might as well give us a call. What's the worst case scenario? You don't like it?
Right.
888-390-as-is, Cappy. SellersAdvantage.com.
Yep, that's right. If you want to sell your house, before you call an agent, call Damon. Call Sellers Advantage. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-as-is for a no-obligation offer or visit SellersAdvantage.com. And then we'll throw in this Dr. Dre DRE number 01961658.
Awesome, David. Good to meet you, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you guys. Thanks for having me in.
Man. Right on,
It's been
brother.
great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very
So we got
cool.
the destination for LA Sports coming up. Clinton Yates, the big CY, is here, along with the Cisco kid Beto Durant. Clinton wearing a Colorado hoodie.
Well,
Coach Prime.
And Beto says that we are about to make history.
Touchdown!
And I won't say what it is. I'll wait for Beto to get onto the air here at the top of the hour. But Beto says we are about to make history here at 710.
Okay, there you go. I
We'll
can't
see you
wait to
tomorrow
hear.
at 3 o'clock for Sedano and Cappy, the LA Afternoon Drive.